Man, welcome back. We are here live recording episode 111. Listen, stop, like, comment, subscribe, and listen, thank you again. Let's clap it up one more time. Every week we clap it up. We're almost at 1,700 already, which is ridiculous. Like,
moving on up.
Yeah, we are moving at a crazy pace, and we are back. To my left, of course, co-host, co-creator. Go ahead and talk to him.
What's happening? What's happening? Welcome. Thank you for joining again. Please, thank you for subscribing. Please continue to subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell a friend to tell a girl, to tell a woman, to tell a lady. You feel me?
I like that.
I really appreciate y'all. This is episode 111 of The Show About Nothing. Here with my brother, my bestie, for the resty-ish. And then, you know, we got our guys with us. We got our guys that's been down with us since 2018. That's how long we've been doing this shit. If you watching, you just tuning in, this is your first 18. If we was a barbershop, it would say EST 2018 outside.
Facts.
You feel me? So this is our guys with us. That is Chris on your left with the bandana on. That is Barry on the right with the crazy K Cunningham All-Star jersey. I was very jealous when he got out the car. He's still in Drewski style a little bit, but he fresh, so I'm not gonna say shit.
Listen, is that Cardi back with jersey bag? Like, is that?
Hey, listen, bro.
Is Barry a vamp?
Is Barry trim? 3 more times. This show will end very quickly.
No, I'm just saying, is Twin a vamp? Is he true? Twin a vamp for us.
Hey, all he needed to do rag, bro.
Let Mario real quick, Chris.
Barry hair too pretty to put on that. But yeah, man, I've been really, really excited to get to this show, and I've only been excited for the past 12 hours since LeBron got off Pat Macafee. I was like, LeBron, thank God.
Yeah, I was like,
I don't want to talk about Russell Wilson to the Giants. I really don't give a fuck.
Damn, because something happened.
Something
It was a real slow week. Real slow.
Oh man, the thing about the content world is everybody else is just like, yo, can somebody please say something?
Yeah, can somebody crash out?
Somebody say something, please.
Incredibly dumb shit.
DDG, where are you? But y'all know what we got to get into very quickly. Chris, thank you. Barry, thank you. I will let y'all introduce yourselves, but y'all here all the time now. It don't matter.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, Chris and Barry will be starting a wrestling podcast. If you guys have been looking,
sir. Let's clap it up. Off the top rope.
We have been, if you guys have looked at the kind of changes that are going on with our YouTube page, it says Nothing ATL, the network. So me and Ish have started our second show on the network with the mini-series, which will be coming out a few days later. And then they are going to be starting their own podcast, like Ish just said, Off the Top Rope. So please, you are already subscribed to that podcast because you're subscribed to this channel. So please can look out for that podcast, which will be coming over the next 7 to 10 days. We're very excited for that. Wrestling is going crazy. Yeah. So we're going to let the guys that actually care about it get on here and talk about it. They'll have guests. It'll be ran very similar to this show. So please get ready to tune into that.
I'm actually excited to just be a viewer of the show.
Me too.
Because I don't know anything about wrestling. The only thing I know about wrestling is I was in a PlayStation party like a month ago at 11:30 at night, and everyone was on mute, and one guy just unmuted his mic like, oh my God. I'm like, bro, are you okay? He's like, but John Cena turned heel. I can't trust nobody. It's like, fam.
And I saw John Cena turn heel, and I was like, oh my God, that nigga popped his Achilles. I was like, he's 50. I know that's annoying. I don't know what's going on.
First episode might be insider terms. just for
just a dictionary of words.
Oh man!
He said, "Yo, he turned heel." I'm like, "What the fuck does that?"
Not gonna lie though, John Cena turned heel. That hilariously made Fox News, CNN.
Yo, that's what I'm saying.
No, yes, it was, bro. I turned on First Take the next morning. They was like, in WWE news. I was like, huh?
Yo, like people really walk around with it. Like, yo, John Cena turned heel. Nothing the same. Like,
no, listen, bro. I'm a lifelong John Cena fan, bro. That shit hurt me deep. Listen. His motto is hustle, loyalty, respect. I literally tweet out as he beating Cody Rhodes' ass. I'm like, John, this is not hustle, loyalty, respect, bro. You out there with Travis Scott and The Rock whooping my nigga ass, bro. Like, what's going on?
Travis Scott slapped the shit out of that nigga, bro. That was so
Hey, I don't know if
crazy.
I don't know if you seen his eye like afterwards and like a week
Yes.
after.
He really slapped that nigga.
Yo, he really like wailed on that nigga.
That
Bro.
shit
Like,
is so funny,
nobody
bro.
told that nigga that shit is not
Wrestling for me, like especially because I don't watch wrestling. Wrestling now is kind of like you ever see a Fortnite clip and it's like 4 different niggas from 4 universes all in one clip. Like it'd be like, yo, Goku turn the corner and like shoot LeBron. Like when you cut on a wrestling clip, it's like okay, I saw John Cena turn heel, and then the last WWE thing I remember is him like throwing Speed through a table. Like,
Yo, hey, listen.
like
Speed
you
done
never
showed up
know.
2 times. They done tried to end this nigga life both times.
That's what I'm saying. Like Speed, not even a big nigga either. Like,
Bro, Speed is 18 years old.
I imagine it's like how people feel on the outside of the MCU. Like I know niggas was watching them chairs today. Like,
Like, what are we
who
doing?
the fuck is Vanessa Kirby?
Bro, it's been 3 hours. What are we watching? What is this?
Why do chairs have 4 million viewers? Like, what's going on? Oh,
Listen,
man.
be honest. How many times y'all went back to that? Because they was keeping them chairs on one chair for a long time. How many times y'all went back?
Until I realized what they was doing, I ain't gonna lie, for like because I was Friday, but like for 15 minutes, I was like, is one chair leading to the next chair? Because I didn't see the live stream first. I just saw the little videos.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm going through the videos like, oh, it is leading through the next chair.
I probably had it up for 45 minutes straight at one point because I was watching the LeBron pod, working, and then I had my phone just sitting here with the shit live streaming.
That's funny. They got to do it again. That's not gonna be other people. That's
No,
not
that's
gonna-
not.
It's going to be
But-
another one I heard.
Yeah.
I love the women, so we won't start with the Avengers.
Facts.
I want to so bad.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I don't want to talk about nothing else but LeBron and the Avengers.
Facts.
Which means LeBron twice, because, you know, he's Captain America.
The real Captain
The
America.
real
It's
Captain
not
America.
DNA.
Yeah,
That's
that is USA.
Let's get into LeBron and McAfee Big Pause and discuss their discussion from earlier because that's what content is now.
Right.
I really, really am excited to talk about this because it's a couple different facets here with LeBron being in the elder stages of his career, not really giving a fuck anymore.
Yep.
And then we have Pat Macafee, who is an up-and-coming journalist, and it's actually showing you when you respect these players, they want to come talk to you because they want to come tell their sides of the story.
Right.
And all of them don't want to have a podcast where they have to talk about basketball or they have to talk about the drama within basketball.
Right.
Like LeBron want to pod, but he just want to tell you
just
what a
wanna talk
fucking
shit.
he just want to tell you what a slot is.
Yeah,
Like a slot cut. That's what he want to talk
Let me
about.
tell you how Cabernet Sauvignon.
You feel me?
Yeah,
That's what LeBron on. He ain't trying to gossip like podcasts do. So it's nice to have an outlet where LeBron can come get his shit off.
facts. Bro, you can come up here.
You anytime. Please.
Anytime.
Oh, we can come to you. I know you don't want to come to this little ass apartment. You big as hell.
We will for sure fly out there.
Please fly us to Brentwood, dog. I don't even know what that is.
We
on
will
the
bring
map.
some Saratoga water too. Because that's what you like. We will bring the Saratoga.
Oh man, LeBron drinks mineral water. But I was really, really enjoying watching this. I enjoyed this whole hour and a half because you could tell LeBron really was excited to be able to talk freely and he's not as worried about the aftermath of what will come of this because I'm up a Billy and I'm the greatest ever. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
So before I get into any specifics, I just want to hear y'all's thoughts on the conversation and watching one of our GOATs get to be in that format.
I think the first thing that pops out to me is something we talked about here before is like, listen, nobody, and I really mean this, in my lifetime, maybe one of the WWE people, we can talk about this later, but nobody knows optics better than LeBron.
No one.
LeBron knows optics better than any superstar. It's like a TV actor the way he knows optics. You never catch LeBron out of body. Like, this was the first time him yelling at Stephen A. Like, people seen LeBron angry off a basketball court.
Yep.
Like, that, like, it was like shell shock for a lot of people. Like, oh my God. Like, this is how he really feels. And I think on this McAfee episode, like, you got first the 4D chess of, this is one of your ESPN competitors. If there was anybody who could say they are bigger than you right now, it would be Pat McAfee.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to give him an hour-long interview
Hour
of
and a half.
just
90
vibing.
minutes.
90 minutes just vibing. Like, and I think what you said is like very interesting about how Pat McAfee doesn't have these soured relationships with players, you're kind of seeing that like Stephen A is kind of on the outside of the players we want to hear the most from. KD don't rock with Stephen A. LeBron don't rock with Stephen A. Like a lot of people really do not rock with Stephen A.
Agreed.
And you're kind of seeing the fruit of that. I was like, yo, like, yeah, we could always just go talk to somebody else.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you saw.
Yeah, I think it's more. I mean, I think it's like what y'all are saying basically. And then, much like what we all do here, it's like when you go on McAfee, it's just a bunch of it's a bunch of white dudes and
Chilling.
and Darius, like chilling, shooting the shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like it ain't like super analytical. Like Pat don't pretend to be like some insider. He brings on people who like if he doesn't know, they know. Like he'll bring on Shams, all of that.
Yeah.
So it was a big deal to me. Like I know people be like, oh, why didn't you go here? Like it's like y'all said, like a lot of those people that you want to see them with, they're damaging relationships.
Yeah, 1,000%.
At minimum, he could have been on Club Shay Shay or whatever, but like you work with Stephen A, bro. Like
yeah. And like we done seen them Shay Shay interviews. Like listen, them Shay Shay discussions are not
Now, LeBron, would you go 50-50 with Savannah?
Yeah, like, no disrespect, Shannon, but like, he's like, I don't want to cut on the video, and he put a picture of y'all out, and you like, did you tell Savannah she could wear that? Like, no disrespect, Shannon, but like, it's a certain, message.
Nigga gonna go
I'm here with
Club
Goat
Shay-
James, sponsored by Shea by Laportier.
He gonna go.
That's smooth now, right? That's not smooth now, right?
He gonna go to Club Shay Shay and ask him about yes. He gonna ask him about Yes Jules.
We gotta break that out. We have to break that out. We have to break that out.
Cut that out. Stop the conversation.
We are breaking that out. Listen,
black man's gonna be outside.
Listen, we're just gonna put a black box over Chris' face when he said what he just said. Like we're here. There's no way.
Parks, gonna cut it out. Parks,
Yeah,
Parks.
listen, the clutch van just knocked on the door. Like this whole conversation gotta go.
But Barry, thoughts?
For me, it was kind of like LeBron, kind of cool as hell, man. Like he's
Like that's LeBron for real. Like
it's cool. Like we're seeing this now with like media now, like Tom Brady, seeing him do interviews. Like, damn, Tom Brady kind of cool dude, bro. Like watching him. We saw Kobe do this late in his career.
Yep.
Now, so see how LeBron operates, and he a smart ass dude, bro.
I wanted to something I noticed piggyback off of the he's a cool guy is we've never gotten the unmedia trained version of LeBron. And that version of him is as close as you're going to get to that.
Right.
Because he is a $1 billion brand. Yep. You'll never get the nigga that Maverick Carter and Rich Paul get at his house when he's shooting the shits and playing poker. You'll never get that version of LeBron, but that version you just got on Pat McAfee is the closest you're going to get to unmedia trained Bron.
Like really
because you can tell by that's why people be calling him fake because it is. It's like I'm a LeBron James, the basketball player, is a personality, is a brand, is an athlete. And so when I'm speaking in interviews and I'm talking real slow and proper and I'm saying, yeah, guys and shit like that, I am being somebody different. That's not who I am. I have trained myself over 22 years to be this media trained person. So you got a glimpse of 60% media trained Bron, but that 40% of the I don't know how I talk when these cameras on. You got a little mix of that, and that was very nice.
LeBron's still from Akron. LeBron's still from Akron at the end of the day.
You feel me?
But the interview was great. Shout out Pat McAfee. I just want to get you guys' opinion just quickly on a couple of things they hit. Draft lottery, is it rigged?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
I do not think it is rigged every year, no, because some of these picks and some of these teams that have gotten.
But sometimes they step in.
But when LeBron sits there and tells you they be rigging the lottery, guess what they be doing?
They be rigging the lottery.
Come on.
I believe anybody stepped in and changed them envelopes. I definitely believe it happened when David Stern was in charge.
You feel me?
Like,
he ain't no fool.
And okay, I'm glad you said that because my next point would be: should we go back to that? And listen, what sealed it for me was Wemby coming to San Antonio.
What sealed it for me is my Detroit Pistons getting a number 5 draft pick 5 years in a row with the worst record in the league. Let's talk about
That is
I don't ever think
That's
it stopped
a
being
good
rigged.
point.
I agree with Daniel. Like they're not doing it for every one of them, but I don't think it stopped being rigged. Like that.
Yeah.
Like Zion to the Pelicans wasn't an accident.
No. See, that's one thing. That was my point. They should have rigged that one.
That
He should have went.
did.
He should have went.
I think they did.
He should have went to New York.
if they rigged it, he goes to New York.
Yeah.
And that's why I know they're not rigging it, because no way Ant-Man is in Atlanta. It's no way
true.
you choose Minnesota over Atlanta if you want the NBA to progress forward.
Yeah.
If Ant would have got touchdown in Atlanta 2 years after Zion would have touchdown in New York, come on, dog.
Yeah, that would have been.
Come on, dog.
We gotta make it look good, guys. We gotta make it look good, guys.
Ant and Trey would have been lit.
unstoppable. He was
Yeah, yeah, because it's crazy.
In what way?
New Orleans not even gonna have a team in like
You
10
know
years.
exactly
Like the Pelicans won't even be a thing.
They will be in
a
Vegas.
couple years.
They will be in Vegas for sure.
They made up the play-in because of Zion to the Pelicans in the year for the bubble, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the first thing we have to talk about, obviously, is just Stephen A. Smith and LeBron and the comment. He is on a Taylor Swift tour run right now.
That's a bar right there.
Boy,
Hey, listen.
boy.
Hey, tell Flex. Hey, Flex, drop a bomb on that.
He running around like T Swizzle. So
He doing his errors. He doing his big one.
what did y'all think about his comments on Stephen A? Yeah. Are you still on LeBron's side? Because I've spoken to most of y'all were on LeBron's side from the beginning. Yeah. Are y'all still on LeBron's side? Did hearing LeBron and Stephen A's rebuttal, because it's been that quick that Stephen A responded, are y'all leaning towards Stephen A's side? What are y'all thoughts now?
It's time to sweep the leg, LeBron. I think this is a master class. I think he cooking Stephen A. I ain't gonna lie. I think he cooking Stephen A. because first, Stephen A. is out of body, but also, like, listen, my fault, Barry. But to compare this to the Drake beef, Stephen A. got a lot of stuff going on in the background. Like, Stephen A. got a lot of stuff he don't want niggas to put a light on. Like,
he's talking to Piers Morgan right now.
Fam, listen. He went Tom Homan, who, if you don't know, is the director of like ICE. Like, he's the nigga deporting everyone. He went Tom Homan, Ben Shapiro, Piers Morgan. So it's not. Listen, Braun picked a really good time.
I think he with Kumo next week coming up. One of the guys.
No, he already did both Cuomo's. Listen, Stephen A. is in a lot of nasty places right now. So I think Braun putting his light on him is like, it just feels super 4D chess. Like, yeah, I'm gonna put a light on him, then I'm gonna hop on Pat Macafee, big up his competition. Like, I'm really waiting for next week when he drop another interview. Like, that's really gonna be the one to do it. Like, it feel like I'm watching another rap beef. Like,
it do feel like another rap beef. But before I go, y'all, Barry, how do you feel regarding Stephen A?
I was kind of down the middle of it because it was still the whole LeBron tweet about he's better than so many guys in the league, and then unfortunately you throw Bronny in the fire against Tyrese Maxey, he gets cooked. Yeah. And like Stephen A. said, I gotta talk about it. Like, they put his stats on the screen, I gotta talk about it. But then you do cross the line with media, like we're seeing that now. We're probably going to see more players, media now, more, like we said earlier, we might get rid of journalism. That's slowly down the way. So this could be a snowball effect to how media and sports media goes down the line in a couple of years. So we gonna see.
I've been on the side of LeBron through the whole thing. Because he said it today too. Like, I've never seen somebody miss the entire point of what I'm saying. Yeah. It was never about you critiquing Bronny as a player. Bronny is a player that happens. If he is on the court, he's open to critique. Facts. But your issue is when you say, I'm pleading with you as a father. Yeah. What does that have to do with anything? Literally. Like, that's not your place to say anything. Yeah. And LeBron, as a dad, it's his job to step in. While I don't agree with the tweet he made about Bronny being better than like most of the cats in the league or whatever it was, at the same time, I'm LeBron James. This is my son. That's a fact. I'm gonna say whatever I want. Who gonna tell me he not? Yeah. I don't care if he isn't. Come play us 2-on-2. Like, I'm one of the 3 greatest basketball players ever. I'm going to say whatever I want about my son. And you niggas are not going to stop me from doing that. Yeah. Like I said, when he is on the court, he is open to critique. That is cool. And I appreciate LeBron for saying, one, I got to protect my household. But in addition to that, because, again, Bronny isn't just his household at this point. He's a player. I got to protect the players. Yeah. I appreciate him for saying that. Like, really, I do. Because, again, why are you pleading with this nigga as a father? Like, that is so weird to say on national TV. Fam, if Bronny go out there and go 0 of 8, you can go. There is a way to critique Bronny without you coming at LeBron and how he raised Bronny and what he's instilled in him. Whatever. That's not what you're doing, and you know that's not what you're doing. So while you're on a press run and you're confused that while LeBron is mad at you, it's talking about if LeBron would have put his hands on me, I would have. Yeah, listen. Stephen A., stop. Listen. Stop. They should have cut. That would have been the last time we seen Stephen A. They should have cut the cameras when he said that shit. They should have listen. Whoever recorded the Stephen A. Smith pod should have cut the cameras when he said, "I would have swung on him." Listen. I know whoever was behind the camera with the headset on was.
Listen, I'm telling you, this is the next great rap beef. I can't listen. Next week, I hope he call Colin Cowherd. Do a whole hour. Do a whole hour on the herd. Like, just keep keep talking to other people, because that is the thing that I hope LeBron ends up trying to instill in Stephen A. Smith and a lot of these new media niggas is all it takes is literally for me to talk to someone else for an hour for you not to be Stephen A. Smith. Yeah. All it takes is for all of us to decide we're going to talk to Pat McAfee, Kay Adams, and Taylor Rooks. And they'll never talk about like he said, when LeBron retired, we're going to stop talking about him. Fam, listen, Stephen A. Smith, we will stop talking about Stephen A. Smith long before we stop talking about LeBron.
We've been talking about Michael Jordan for 40 years.
No, LeBron ain't made Michael Jordan ain't made a jump shot in 25 years.
We talk about Michael Jordan once a week.
Mike often.
Literally, like, listen, LeBron will always be a part of basketball.
And the crazy thing is, you still wrong, because LeBron James in the NBA still. Listen, y'all keep forgetting Bronny's name is LeBron. Yo, we always gonna be talking about LeBron James, bitch.
Like, listen, the way Bron hooping, listen, you might retire before he do.
Hey,
Grandma, Bron still doing it.
We seen that 2015 tweet. This fuckery won't go on for much longer.
That shit was real. No, that shit was real. Still like at the time, that was some real shit. Like, yeah, he 30.
Yeah, like he 30 something. Like we never seen this.
I can see it now. The Las Vegas Bronze. Is this part of? How will this affect Bron's legacy?
Yo, listen. What's so ironic about this is like, yo, in 10 years, we really might be like, yo, is LeBron overstepping, forcing the Las Vegas Bronze to sign Bronny James? Did he overstep again?
Bronny and Bryce.
Yeah.
Hey, Stephen A. playing crazy, but like my nigga, it was real dark for you when Max Kellerman was on that show, bro. Like, but I remember.
Listen, and I will. That first month when Coward had Shannon. Listen, we remember Stephen A.
So I want to say that I do understand Stephen A's point in all of this, but the problem with Stephen A's point, Chris, move your body this way, like lean to the right for the camera. Thank you. That was bothering me so much. But my point with Stephen A is you are spot on if your point was the point LeBron was making.
Yeah.
Like, if LeBron was getting mad at you for critiquing Bronny and for talking about him as a father because he put him in this position and all of that, you would be correct. Right. But he's not talking about that. Nope. He is simply saying, why are you on national TV? Topic after topic. You got Cowboys, you got the Lakers, you got 30 NBA teams, NFL 32 NFL teams, a multitude of superstars in each sport to talk about. Yep. And you're choosing to do a quick take I know Barry watches First Take. A quick take is all of 45 seconds. Yep. Don't even got to do a whole segment on them. Just to plead to me as a father about my son who's not out in the streets, not rapping and sagging his pants and lying about his life like LiAngelo Ball. He's not doing none of that.
Whoa.
Are you tweaking right
now?
We ain't doing G3 space, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yo, BBB said, no, we got to cut the camera on this thing. Hold on.
But he's Bronny out here, and you're complaining about him, and you're like, you did this.
Yeah.
You did this to him, and you're blaming me. And it's like, are you mad at LeBron for his son being in the NBA?
Right.
Like, what do you mean he did this to him?
Yeah, no.
He helped him get to the NBA. That is what he did?
Yeah, that's what dad
And so you're saying...
That's what good dads do, by the way.
You're saying because Bronny was in an NBA game, again, as me and Ish said 2 weeks ago, coming off 2.5 hours of real time, sitting in the bench, flying in from a G League, knowing you have to fly out for another G League game. He comes in for 5 minutes at the end of a blowout after he just watched his pops score 35, and he go 0 for 5 in 7 minutes. Yeah. And now I got to plead to you as a father about how Bronny not ready to be in the NBA.
Yeah, see, that's what's crazy to me, because to me, that was the most, like, greasy, like, the most fire shit ever. Like, yo, my dad just gave y'all niggas 30. I'm finna get in here and fuck around. Yeah, nigga, I'm not going to hoop, nigga. I'm gonna have so much fun. My dad just fried y'all. Like, what do you mean? Yo,
like niggas is in dream scenarios, and you talking about you did this to him.
Yo, what like that? Like what? Like that is so funny. How the different perspectives. Like he like Braun. I'm begging you. Could you imagine getting off the bench as a Laker? Your dad just put up 30. The last 5 minutes, we just finna hoop. We just finna shoot around the last 5 minutes.
You on like the top 2 illustrious franchises in the league with your dad.
Yo, and what is aging so bad for Stephen A. Smith is Bronny hooping. Like, yo,
he's in the G League
39.
And
he's outperforming picks.
He played really well in the game against the Bucks last week.
Hooped against the Bucks. Listen,
hey,
we had 17.
We saw that.
Yeah, 17 against the Bucks. But like he's outperforming picks that were drafted higher than him, and you don't know anybody. Like think about this. They did 2 rounds. We know 3 people from the class. Like I know 4 rookies, maybe.
The funniest shit about this whole thing is Stephen A. Braun, you never did nothing wrong. Stephen A. Smith is on his show and on the First Take talking about we had to talk about Bronny, where the viewers tell us what to talk about. Yeah. But for the entire NBA season, they have not mentioned the Rookie of the Year one time.
At all.
I watched First Take. They have not spoken about the Rookie of the Year race one time.
Nope.
Since October.
Spurs about to have back-to-back Rookie of the Years.
And if not, the number 1 pick is finna win the Rookie of the Year.
Yep.
And you can talk about how the lack of production from the rookies is a thing. You can talk about what rookie do we actually see lasting in the next 7 years. Yeah. It's so many conversations around these rookies to build the next quote-unquote face of the NBA or one of the faces of the NBA. And instead, you want to talk about the 55th and the pick in the draft like he was a 4th pick in the draft.
Right.
Don't he produce the show?
I'm gonna say, and mind you,
it sat there and was like, nigga, you are a producer on the show. Stop acting like the topics come from a random selection out of
like it's out of hands, bro.
I brought in Adrian Carter. I brought in
bro.
Thank you.
He be acting like it's a headset in his ear. He's like, okay, boss. Like I got to. Like, dog, you are a producer. You are deciding what you're gonna do. Listen, Stephen A. They didn't give you $120 million to tell you what to talk about. Sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry, I'm not going for it.
Thank you.
I'm just not going for it.
You can't fool them. You can't fool.
You can't fool me, Stephen A. You can fool those who are not paying attention.
And
we see you.
And if that is the case, and they trying they're trying to tell you what to talk about, at this point you're big enough to do your own thing. You're already doing it. But again, we know that's not the case.
Literally. You telling me Stephen A. Smith?
It's not out your hands, bro.
You telling me Stephen A. Smith don't decide the topics on the Stephen A. Smith podcast?
Man.
Probably on the Stephen A. Smith network. Like, niggas will tell, like, at Stephen A. Smith home, like, bro, this is your show, my nigga.
And I know for a fact it's not out of his hands because every week in the NFL, he wait for the Cowboys to fuck up. And even when they don't.
So when we move on with the Braun interview, he was speaking about this time in Miami. And he said a couple things I thought was very interesting. One, the cookie story, which has been spoken about since D-Wade brought it up on Melo's podcast. Yeah. Hilarious. Just ridiculous. 1000%. Pat Riley, you're an insane man.
That's real journalism right there.
That is the type of shit I want to hear.
Exactly. Yeah. But the thought of LeBron actually really living in a different house, or like a different city for the first time ever in his life was in Miami. He was only 25 years old. We're all older than 25 now. All of us have been in the same area of our life for pretty much the whole time. So imagine moving to fucking Texas, like California, out of nowhere to go do a job. Our VSG.
That's what it is for.
Same thing. But yeah, so I thought that was crazy. And then address that. And then also he said the decision changed everything about his career, how he was perceived, and how he was talked about. Because for the first 7-8 years of his career, he gave you nothing to say. The worst thing you could say about him was maybe he wasn't a little clutch, but it was no chink in his armor. He never did anything wrong, and that was the first time we were able to villainize him. Is there truth to that? 1,000%. And then again, back to the living on your own for the
1,000%. I think the funny thing about the decision, especially because like we were like kids, like we were like actively living through the decision, was like it seemed so out of character for LeBron. it seems so confusing that like LeBron was viewed at worst like one of the greatest teammates in the league. Like he got no good players around him. They doing the fake photo shoots before the game.
Yep.
Like they were literally just a vibes team, and LeBron was awesome.
They were the 2015 Panthers before anybody else.
Literally, they were just out there vibing, trying super hard, and LeBron is amazing. Then you get to the decision. It's like, man, that's kind of some scumbag shit to do. Like, yo, like this is not it was so self-serving. Like, we're gonna do an hour-long special. I'm gonna tell you where I'm going 30 minutes into the special. Like, it was just so weird and so out of character. It's like, yeah, it instantly made you a villain. Easy. And thank God, listen, shout out to David Stern for rigging the drive. Thank God you did that to Cleveland and not another city. Like, yeah, they burned your jersey. You better be lucky you didn't get drafted to Philly or a team that really loved that shit.
Drafted to Boston.
Yeah, like
he might not even made it to the next team.
You don't get off that airport. Like,
No, sir.
I'll tell you something, boy.
White power.
Like, yeah, I think definitely it changed the arc of his career because I think 2011, I think he never got over it. I think he didn't get over it until he won in 2012. And I think all that time you could see it weighing on him the entire time.
I agree because I do think Braun is a little sensitive. And that's not a shot. I don't think there's a problem with that. I think that's part of what makes him great is he wears all that shit on his shoulders.
Facts.
And it drives him.
Yeah.
Him being the villain bothered him though, and
yeah, you could tell
it really bothered him, and I do think that played a part in his finals.
Yeah.
In the 2011 finals, was that villain that if he gonna fail, all of that got to him, and it was just too much for him in the moment, and he looked mortal at that point.
Yeah, and aside from just he's gonna fail, it was like everyone wants him to fail so much because like if we take the time machine back. LeBron was MVP in 2009. He won it over Kobe. 2010, he was MVP again, won it over Kobe again. In this time, Kobe has gone to back-to-back finals. LeBron, in this time, has been upset twice in back-to-back playoffs. Upset as the higher seed, lost to Boston and lost to Orlando. So now, once you get to Miami, like the Jordan debate, listen, at the time, the Jordan comparison couldn't even be made because you have been upset twice in your prime already. Doing it a third time to Dallas, the whole world wants you. The whole world wanted you to fail. Yes. And I think for the first time in LeBron's career, nobody was really rooting for him but the LeBron people.
Yeah.
And I think that does weigh on him because he is like, I kind of felt this way with Kyrie too. Like when Kyrie was going through that stuff in Boston, like you could see that like he was not playing and enjoying the game the same way.
Yeah.
And it's gonna affect your play. And I think that's what happened with LeBron that first day.
I have more, but y'all go first.
I think the pressure. I think that decision did change the trajectory of history because we never seen a talent like that. We can be like, wow, Boston got a big three. Dwight Howard is a walk-in 20-20. He may not win a title. So, as great as he is, he might have had to do the decision because, like I said, Boston was getting good, Orlando was getting good, and the teams from the West was stacking up, like he's saying, and then. Imagine LeBron not winning a ring. That like he said with like the debates in middle school. It was Jordan and Kobe, and then it was Bron and Kobe. And the thing was, they got rings. LeBron don't.
Yeah.
And then you look at how that changed. Like we say with media, this LeBron might be a failure, this and that, and that led to the KD decision, and like it really brought the pressure of winning a ring because you wasn't really tripping like Charles Barkley, Dan Marino. Like they were still great guys without rings, but then we see a talent like LeBron, who we seen on ESPN high school games, Sports Illustrated. The pressure was on LeBron.
Like LeBron was the best high school basketball player ever.
Yeah.
He still might be.
He still probably is.
No, he still is. He still is. Like they was legit at his high school an hour before the game on the court doing the ESPN shit. Like it was Christmas Day. Like it was Christmas Day in the NBA.
He's just 17 years old.
Yo, like the pressure Braun had on him the entire it was like a pressure cooker and then upped it to 1,000,000. And like you said, add on to that, I'm living in Miami for the first time. Add on to that, Pat Riley put the rings on the table, told me to come here. Yeah. This is why we here. D Wade, I got a ring. You hear that because we want another one.
I just cheated on my wife.
Clutch fans.
This pod might never come out. This pod might never release.
Not one, not two, not three, but he put that pressure on himself.
That's a fact, Like the Winter Soldier's gonna kick open the door.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with the
They weren't married in Miami. I just throw that out there. They weren't married in Miami yet. Bron, I'm trying.
They didn't get married after the first championship.
They did not. They were not married yet, Bron.
Ooh, that copyright clip coming. I definitely agree with the sentiment that the decision changed, I guess, how all of us in media looked at LeBron. Because me personally, like, I didn't have a problem with LeBron before. I had a little LeBron Cleveland jersey when I was a kid.
Me too,
but it was like, to me, it's just
Y'all
to
ain't
me.
real Kobe fans.
No, I had a Kobe jersey first.
Oh God, listen,
I had a Kobe jersey.
I would never put no shit like that.
I was a basketball fan. We were like 8 years old.
Yo, listen, it was war, nigga. I would never put that shit on my back. I swear to God.
It was a birthday gift, damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
But,
listen, you know what jersey I got in 5th grade? Tony Parker, Finals MVP. Fuck that nigga, bro. Yo.
But it definitely changed how I personally looked at Bron, and I guess a lot of people. Because to me, the decision to me, it was like, my nigga, like, you're from Cleveland. Like, how could you go on TV and embarrass your, like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, I get if you want to leave, my nigga.
Yeah, like,
leave the way other free agents leave.
What do you think about the point that he made, though, that was his, like, college decision day, and he never got to go to college and things of that nature. So, and it was for charity, but it was a fundraiser for a charity. He brought that up in the interview today.
As he talked about it today,
still, bro. It was at the YMCA. Like, we were at the Boys and Girls Club. Like, shut up, bro.
No, like, he talked about it. And I'm like, yeah, like, I get what you was going for, because you got to realize, like, LeBron ain't had no normal life, bro. He's been in the spotlight since he was 17, bro. Like, he hasn't had a normal life, so I get it. But again, like y'all said earlier, nobody understands optics more than LeBron. And maybe he just didn't understand it as well at that point in his career. But that shit was bad to me. I'm like, bro, he already said, like, I've lived in Africa my whole life. Yeah. How did you think it was going to be received when you got on a TV special and said anything other than you're staying in Cleveland?
And it wasn't just a decision. Nike doubled down with that commercial, like, what should I do? Not this. Not this, LeBron. Yeah. You should not do this, LeBron. He said, should I stay in my city? Yes, nigga, yes.
Also, he was 25. So I got to give him some grace there, because he mentioned that this was a team decision. This wasn't LeBron called ESPN and was like, yo, set this shit up. I'm ready. I got to pull the hat out. I remember, I never got to do it, y'all. I want to do it. It wasn't like
that would have been hard. That would have been way more hard.
It was more so, hey, LeBron, we have this idea for you. Yeah. LeBron sits with his team, thinks about it, and them as a collective agreed to do this. So do I think it was a wrong decision? Yes, I do agree with both of them. But just adding a different side of the equation, I can't understand why at 25, after we just spoke about, I'm the world's favorite. Everybody loves me. So it's like, what can really go wrong? Like, at the end of the day. But it had an amazing snowball effect. Now let's pivot to the statement he made with, I believe, my fault. He said, I think I maximized all the potential we got out of that first extent in Cleveland. Do you guys agree with that statement? And then secondly, Barry foreshadowed this. Do we think LeBron ever wins a championship in Cleveland if he never goes to Miami?
Absolutely not. Because I seen a clip earlier. It was talking about Michael Redd. He was they wanted him to go to Cleveland. But he was like, I'm not going to Cleveland. And it's like the biggest thing he ever got was Mo Williams. Like, no disrespect to Mo Williams, but you're not
all-star Mo Williams.
Listen,
you're not a 1A on the championship
for
team.
For context for the young niggas, Michael Redd played in Milwaukee. So like, he played in. He was all like hearing like a nigga from Milwaukee, like, yo, I'd never go to Cleveland. Like, I mean,
y'all remember that Joakim Noah rant?
The Joakim Noah. Oh my God. Like, yo, why do y'all like Cleveland?
Ironically, that's why I think it wouldn't have never happened if you wouldn't have left the first time. Yeah, because it's just, well, for one, you're already kind of at your ceiling as a team. Like, you're not getting worse, but you're also not going to be able to attract pieces, because again, nobody wants to come to Cleveland. Yeah, you're not bringing in people that's going to like help you get better. Like, you're at your ceiling. Like, it's just you know what I'm saying, LeBron going out there doing his shit, and then y'all get as far as y'all can go. And like, Boston was Boston at the time. Like,
I do agree. Well, let's start with the first one. So, do I think he maximized those Cleveland teams? I think all of them except maybe the last two. And the last two, I don't even think like I don't want to say a failure to maximize. Like the last one, I think he was just tired of carrying them niggas. No funny. Like, and I don't want that to make it sound bad because niggas like, yo, LeBron quit, and like I don't think he really quit because he still hooped. But at the same time, like yo, I don't got to be Superman every night. Like if it's obvious we finna lose, even if we win, I'm finna lose again. Y'all niggas been hating on me. You know, there's nasty rumors going on about my moms. Fuck y'all niggas. I'm not finna play. I took the jersey off before we got to the locker room. Like once he walked off that court versus Orlando, everyone knew it was over. He's not coming back. Boston.
Yeah.
But and then the year before that, did he choke? I mean, that is the thing for me. Is like it's a high bar to say a nigga choked if I'm still hooping. Like if you just lose, that's one thing.
Lost, yeah.
Choking is like what Harden used to do. Where it's like, yo, these last 4 minutes, like yeah, still like these last 4 minutes of the game, you're not sure who's wearing my jersey type shit. Like you're not sure if that's me.
2011 is choking.
Literally, just being a shell of yourself. Now, do I think he ever wins in Cleveland? I'm gonna say maybe. I don't know. But I think it would be more like Jordan than it ended up being like Bron, where it's like, yeah, the Celtics have a big three. The Pistons have a great team. The Celtics have a great team. Larry Bird, Isaiah Thomas. All right, you know they'll fall off. They'll get old. You saw what happened with the Celtics. They broke up. Dwight Howard, like. I think he could have eventually done it in the East just because Braun was so great. Like, we saw so many different... Like, we talk about him maximizing that Cleveland team. That wasn't even the best floor-raising LeBron yet. Like, he still got better with it. So I wouldn't say he would have never won it, but he definitely wouldn't have went to 10 straight.
Yeah, so... to answer the first question, I don't think he maximized the potential with that last team. But I agree with Ish's point, so it's no point in really harping on that. The point I agree with is... Bro, he was exhausted.
Yo, like I'm tired, bro.
I think they could have beat Cleveland. I think they were good enough to do, but it would have had to be A++ basketball from all of them in on all 4 games. So not really killing him on that. The second question, does he ever win in Cleveland? I find it hard to fathom a scenario where a player that good does not win at least one championship.
Yeah, literally.
It would be because LeBron started all of the player movement. If LeBron stays his ass in Cleveland for another 6 years and doesn't move, no one goes anywhere. Now, you still have the Warriors to deal with 4 years later. You have OKC to deal with for the next, probably at that point, it would have been 8 years then. You would have had the Lob City Clippers to deal with. But all of this is in the West. Like Ish just said, the Celtics would have gotten old in the next 2 years. And
D-Wade was getting old.
D-Wade was getting old. The caveat in this is D-Wade did say if we didn't get LeBron, me and Melo was teaming up. So that would have been an issue whether they were in New York, Chicago, or Miami. They would have been an issue. But I disagree with y'all about him getting a player to Cleveland. Somebody would have come to play with that boy. He was too good, too great. And we just spoke about the perception of Bron. If Bron would have got on that stage and been like, I'm loyal to my city. I love this city. Boom, boom, boom. I'm staying with Cleveland. Ran that shit back with 2-3 on his back. Or even still switch his number to 6. Like, this the new era. We getting something this era. Even if it wasn't that following year, in 2-3 years, somebody would have come and fucked with Bron. I don't know if he gets to 4, 5, 6 championships in Cleveland because it is Cleveland. But I absolutely think he would have won at least one or two.
This is my thing with LeBron, and this is a very hoop nerd discussion that I'm going to like interject right here. So a lot of people don't really have this conversation, but a lot of the reasons LeBron never got a long-term running mate was because LeBron's reluctancy to stay with the team long term. Like D-Wade and Braun ended earlier than they wanted to because LeBron wouldn't commit to Miami. LeBron and Kyrie ended earlier than they needed to because LeBron wouldn't commit to Cleveland. Like having these 1+1 deals, like, oh yeah, they're great for you. They're great for your flexibility and your player mobility. But other stars like Chris Bosh, like Kevin Love, like they said, like, yo, let me know what are we doing because I don't want to be like, oh yeah, LeBron just bounced out and we're left on the team.
Cleveland the past
Literally,
years,
like you don't want to be that guy. So I think if LeBron do the decision and he get up there, like Daniel says, like, yo, I'm staying in Cleveland. This is my home. We're gonna win championship here. Who's gonna do it with me? Eventually, he's gonna get somebody there. Just because, like that's still LeBron though. And D-Wade and Melo, that would have been tough. But listen, don't ask me who I think win. Don't ask me who I think win, D-Wade and Melo or LeBron, because man.
So let me ask y'all this, and it's probably hard because like you would have to remember like free agency and like who was on the trade market. But if somebody was he in a universe where he stays and somebody comes to help him, who is it? Is it a Hall of Fame caliber guy, or is it just somebody that's like good enough?
I actually do remember around that time, Amari Stoudemire was a big name on the market. He ended up getting hurt a lot, but before that happened, he was a big name on the market.
Amari, Darren Williams.
Yes, I remember Darren.
I believe KG never really touched free agency, but his contract was up with Boston, so that could have been the piece if you would have gotten to let him go.
Shit, Ray Allen.
Remember, Dwight left the Magic. Ray Allen ended up leaving Boston. Yeah. There were players around the league, and again, this isn't. I don't need fucking Kobe. I don't need D-Wade at this point because there is no Miami. There is no. It's just Boston, and Boston, like we keep saying, was getting older at that point. So I think it's a scenario where he gets a B+ role player, and he's so great that that's enough.
He gets his Paul Gasol.
Yes, thank you, Barry. Perfect.
Like that.
A Paul Gasol-esque player.
And what is so crazy, I know this is like, we watched Bron's whole career, so it sounds weird, but like, he was going to be in his prime for 17 more years in Cleveland. Like, he was going to play 17 more seasons of being a top 5 player.
Yeah.
So, like, even if we don't get the Amari or Darren Williams or Ray Allen,
we might have got Blake Griffin in 2000.
You still might get Blake Griffin. You might have got CP3 when he left the Hornets. Yep. You might have got any of those guys. So it's really no telling.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So the last question I want to ask, which is more so about Bronny, and it was just something I kind of pondered on as Bron went on like a 10-minute rant about his kids. It was beautiful. You could tell how much he was just infatuated with them. And I was thinking, do y'all think it is harder to get to the NBA/NFL/MLB with the resources, with the money, and knowing you have that security blanket of even if I don't make it, I'm rich forever? Or do you think it's harder? Do you think it's harder when you come from nothing? You come from poverty, single parent household, or multi-parent households, which is no money, and you live in an inner city, and this all you got, and if you don't make it, it's life or death.
I think I'm gonna say when LeBron, like, I'm gonna split my answer. I'm gonna total cop out. Pre-2015, 2020, I'm gonna say it was better to be I have no choice. But once AAU takes over, I think you have to say it's easier with the resources because, like, right now, if you're just doing it off the strength, like, it's eyes you just won't get to put yourself in front of. Like, if you don't have the bread, you just won't be at Peach Jam. You just won't be at 3SSB. Like, you just won't be able to get in front of the right people. As opposed to, like, when LeBron was playing AAU, it was just like, yo, just get to the games. Like, it's way different now. But I do think, like, when LeBron was coming up, when Kobe was coming up, like, even though Kobe, of course, as an example, had the resources, like, if you really don't have anything else, this is really all you have. Like, Giannis talking about walking 2 hours to sleep at a gym, to play 12 hours, to walk 2 hours back home. Like, that is a real thing where some people just don't have a choice. Jimmy Butler just didn't have a choice. Yeah. And I think that definitely is a catalyst in that.
Okay. Yeah, Barry.
It's definitely a security blanket because you got to think about it. You got to love the game. Like, I be telling folks, if you can say you want to be a college football athlete, but if you don't love the game, it's not going to work out because you got to do these 2 a days, these workouts, and that's how people's got. So if you got something to fall back on, you might not. Yeah, I can skip this workout, screw my trainer, yada yada yada. But if that's your only chance to get a scholarship, pay for classes, school, and all that other stuff, that's your only option. So
literally.
And you asking which one you think is harder, right? Like,
yeah, which one do you think mentally is harder to get through?
Oh, mentally, I definitely think it's the security blanket option. But like in terms of actual resources and like physically, I think like not having all those resources you named, like, because to me it feels like everybody has it, bro. Like, you go on Instagram, it's a trainer at a high school right now, like trying to get somebody in the league. Like, they have all that. Like, I know somebody personally, like, he has all that, bro. Like, so it's like it feels like you're a little behind the curve if you're not really like somebody who's working on your craft like alone. Yeah, because somebody has those resources and they're out there like doing whatever they can, bro. Like, it's. To me, it's more difficult, like, without that these days.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Just a sidebar. I'm glad you mentioned that. A lot of you high school basketball trainers, y'all got to stop what y'all doing. Y'all listen, this is just a quick sidebar.
Stop throwing trash cans.
Yeah, listen, y'all niggas gotta stop what y'all doing, bro. Stop spinning kids around. Yo, shoot the ball. Like, yeah, stop doing the weird shit y'all doing to scam these parents. Because those are real things. I want to mention this when Jeremy come back, but like a lot of these camps, a lot of these trainers, a lot of these like, yo, we gonna have an NBA scout here, and then the scout don't show up, and they still charge you $1,000. Like, it is very predatory right now in this space where you kind of gotta invest financially in your child. Yeah. If they want to make it to a certain level. So
my answer to this question is kind of, honestly, and I'm going to cop out like Ish, but I'm like, Ish never cops out. I always do. I'm a pussy. But the answer really is, if he want it, he going to go get it. Exactly. It's no harder, it's no easier, it's no nothing. If you want this shit, you gonna go get this shit. Yeah. Like, in my opinion, if Bronny was broke as fuck and grew up poor as hell, he would have still got to the NBA. Yeah. Like, because of that mentality in him. There is no, like, kickstart at, like, 11, like, ooh, I'm rich. So I'm gonna just work hard as hell because even if I don't make it, I'm gonna be okay. And there's no, oh, I'm poor as hell, this all I got at realization at 17 or nothing like that. Like, it's, yo, I want this more than I want anything. Because the people that get to that spot, and we're not talking about the 7'4" guys that are sitting on the end of benches and like taco fall and shit like that. We're talking about the guys that really worked and got somewhere. My fault. No disrespect. All disrespect. And so those guys that really worked to get in that position, that work they put in was going to get put in whether they was rich or they was poor, because that mentality is in you. And of course that comes with your parents and the habits they instill in you. So of course I'm putting that there too.
Like the Thompson twins niggas, like that picture of them like when they were in the fourth grade, when they were 4 years old, like, yeah, I want to be in the NBA. Like, that's real. Like,
and their parents could have been billionaires, could have been broke as hell, making $50,000 a year combined. Like, whatever it was, that mentality is going to get you to where you're going. So the answer is, it's up to the kids' mentality and work ethic.
That's a fact.
But which one is harder? Because I do need to make a decision. I honestly think mentally it's harder to do it as a rich kid, because you got to think about the life of everyone around a rich kid. Yeah. So when you growing up and you poor, and not even, we don't gotta make dirt poor, just like how we grew up, just regular class, shit, just regular shit. Yeah. And it's like you look around and you see a lot of people in either the same position or you doing maybe a little bit better, and then you see a lot of people doing a little bit worse when you smart as hell in honor roll school and they're like, we weren't shit. So if you a rich kid and you growing up, imagine what Bronny goes to school and watch Twin go out and he going to Travis Scott album release party this weekend. Literally. He going to prom in fucking Cabo.
Yeah, they going to Aspen. Like,
they going to Aspen this weekend. These just weekend trips. I ain't talking about no break. I'm just talking about Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like, they doing wild shit because all their parents 100 millionaires, billionaires, and you like, yeah, I'm going to this gym, and then I'm going to the AU tournament, and then I'm going to bed because I got to grow.
Bro, no, like that is probably my biggest point about the Bronny thing is like, fam, if Bronny wanted to, and nobody would have ever like talked down on Bronny's name, he would have never been disrespected. If Bronny wanted to, Bronny could have graduated high school, and we've never seen him ever again on the internet. He could have just lived the most fun life possible. He could have did anything he wanted. He could have went to another country. He could have bought a little island. He could have did anything. Like Bronny is literally in the position that very few black kids have ever been in. Like, they are damn near royalty. Like, the way Jaden Smith and Willow just do whatever they want, that could be Bronny. They could just do whatever they want. One day I'll make an album. One day I'm going to be in a movie. Like, they could do anything they want because they don't have to do anything else. Bronny could have went from 18 to 65 and retired with never a job in his life. Yeah, literally.
Precisely.
He just made content, get on God like he do in the off season.
I was gonna say, and that's another reason why I'm not mad. And I was telling somebody this in the Madden chat last week. Yeah, I'm like, bro. And excuse our Caucasian viewers, these people put their children in positions they're not qualified for or whatever all the time.
Bro.
Why do I care that LeBron got his son drafted? Why do I care that Rich Paul got on the phone and said, hey, like...
Yeah.
Don't touch it. That's another thing. He was going to get drafted somewhere else, but they say, hey, like, straight up, like... Do not draft him, bro. Like, we want him in LA.
Warriors.
Do not
draft him.
Warriors.
Yeah.
Hey, it's crazy. Steve Kerr would have had that nigga playing power forward. But like the that's what the nepotism thing. Fam, Luke Walton was getting finals minutes. Luke Walton was getting finals minutes because his dad worked at TNT. That's my story. That's how I tell the story. Didn't nobody know who Luke Walton was? Terrible basketball player. Getting NBA Finals minutes. Like, nepotism is a real thing. And, like, what people don't understand is nepotism, like, especially in the workplace, it'll extend past just family. Like, of course, there's a different word for that. Prejudice, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. But, like, people hire niggas they want to work with. One of the best advice anyone could ever give you if you want to improve your standing at a job is, fam, going to a after work event, like a happy hour once a week, will do more for your job than it will going back to college. Yep. Like, if niggas just like you at your job, you will have a job forever.
Yep.
And that's what people don't understand. It's like, yeah, like, hey, it was other basketball players out there that deserve it. Apparently not. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
not enough.
I wanna go there for a second. We can have like a 12-minute real conversation about corporate, but we're about to live react to something that they don't know just happened. So I'm gonna just let them watch this. And this is in the corner, so y'all know what we're live reacting to.
Okay, 4, 3.
Ball game.
Oh yeah, that's a goat.
Bro, still doing it.
Fuck you, Stephen A.
Doing it.
Fuck you, Stephen A. LeBron.
Hey, this ain't
LeBron.
Listen, I know he won the championship, but this got to be like a top 3 day in his life. like I'm on dates. I'm on daytime television. Talking about the op with my op biggest competition. I just hit a game with him
on the op network. On the op network. Ball game, bro.
Yo, that is so funny, bro. No, that is hilarious. Bro. Listen, and I'll say this: it's nothing like making sure your ops didn't succeed. It's nothing like fucking up somebody else's hate watch.
Stephen A. dropped that episode tonight, not even knowing what happened. Like,
not even knowing I was finna hit a game.
Ruining somebody else's hate watch got to be the
that
best.
That nigga LeBron in the locker room with the headphones on before the game, like, I wonder if he knows it.
And he got his 10.
And the record he stays alive. I'm telling you, I love LeBron knowing niggas let their granny. Like, LeBron, listen, what LeBron has done for basketball, I think Barry started saying it. Listen, the LeBron music on TikTok, like LeBron is his own genre of sound.
That shit is out of control.
It might be a category in the Grammys next year.
There's a new one every day, but like, I really feel like it might be a new one every hour.
No, like they go. Like, I love them.
Insane,
listen,
bro.
shout out LeBron, man. Jesus Christ, Jokic.
Jokic is a monster. Y'all gonna see that pass everywhere. Y'all see what I just
showed. Quick question, just because I got this argument in a PlayStation chat. I just wanted to see what the vibe is. Tim Duncan, Jokic.
You don't want to know my answer.
Damn.
I got Jokic better than Shaq.
Jesus Christ. I didn't know that was his next one.
Fighting words.
Listen, Tim Duncan I can do. I don't know about the Diesel. I don't know about the Diesel, man.
That's tough, man. That's tough.
Tim Duncan, Shaq.
I can lean towards Jokic in that argument, but damn, Tim Duncan like greatest power.
So great pivot-ish. This is my thing with Jokic, bro. I love Jokic.
Right.
He's amazing. I'm not trying to diminish him.
I mentioned this in that same argument because I'm gonna send this to this nigga because he wanted me to talk about it out here. But I believe at worst the third most skilled player ever.
I'm not even mad at you saying that. I've for 2 years you've heard me talk about how I can't even fathom his touch around the rim. Yep. It does not make sense to me how well his touch is around the rim.
Yeah.
But there is something that bothers me in the way we speak about him. Mm-hmm. And that is the fact that if I go start this list and list off the people that Tim Duncan had to play, and list off the bigs that Jokic had to play, is going to be very, very different.
Facts.
Now we can go Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Antonio McDyess,
you talking about big?
Paul Gasol,
Ben Wallace,
Zach Randolph, Ben Wallace,
Rasheed Wallace,
Chris Webber,
Shaq, Chris Webber, Charles Barkley, Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing. We can keep going. Dirk. Yep. We can keep going.
Amari
Stoudemire, Marcus Camby, Big Z,
David West,
LaMarcus
Aldridge, Chris Bosh. Yeah. We're at 20 bigs right now. Yeah. That was the NBA I named bigs from 92 to 2010.
You never had an off night. You never had an off night.
Because we're talking Shaq, Tim Duncan, and Jokic. Yeah. So if I'm looking at who Shaq Shaq, Tim Duncan, and Jokic, Shaq and Tim Duncan had to play versus who Jokic had to play,
it gets a little funny.
It gets a little funny.
Yeah,
Drop Shaq in the NBA today with no big men.
And nobody throw away.
And then let's add this. Shaq is going to touch the ball every possession. Jokic touches the ball
every
single time down the floor. Unless it's a 1-0 fast break, Jokic is touching the ball. So imagine an NBA where Tim Duncan, where Shaq, where Hakeem, et cetera, KG is touching the ball every time they come down the court, and it's two bigs in the NBA.
I think what's so interesting about this argument, and why I wanted to bring it here, is because right now, the way they're standing, they're kind of opposite in career arcs. Right now, Jokic individual numbers, individuals, accolades look like he's going to be one of the most individually accomplished players ever. Mm-hmm. Like the MVPs, the first team All NBAs, like the triple doubles, like all the stuff he is accomplishing. But the other side of that is Tim Duncan never had a losing season and is the only player to win a championship in 3 different decades. Like, he's the only one to sustain success his entire career through several different dynasties. And, 5 of the 10 best players ever played when Tim Duncan was playing.
Yeah,
like, it's such an interesting argument. Of course, being a Spurs fan, I came down on it as no disrespect to Jokic, but I think it's several people he needs to get through before he gets to Tim Duncan's level. And while I do think Jokic is one of the 3 most skilled players ever, I think there is a ceiling on his team's success while he's going to keep playing defense like this. Yeah. And I don't think that I don't know how many years into his career, like, Jokic has never beat a 50-win team in the playoffs. That is not conjecture. That is not something I've thought about. Like, that is a fact. The last 50-win team they played was the Timberwolves last year, and they lost to them too. Just because playing that style of defense, it's just certain people you're never going to beat. You're just never going to beat other superstars being a liability on the court compared to Tim Duncan, who was
one of the best big defenders
15 times all defense. The most, him and Kobe tied for the most ever without defensive player of the year. Like, one of the best defensive players ever. So that's where I fell on it. I think Jokic right now is in the, if I had to throw numbers on just like a random listing, I'd say he's from 12 to 20.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
in terms of bigs?
No, just all time. I think he's 12 through 20. If I were to put him, he'd be closer to 20. But if he wins the MVP, he may be closer to 12 right now, just individually. Mm-hmm. But I don't think he like Shaq. Listen, I hold that Shaq like comparison real close. I don't compare nobody.
Yeah, nobody gets compared to Shaq.
Nobody get compared to Diesel for real.
Yeah, that's just one of those like I don't even touch, bro.
Shaq
Shaq is crazy.
Shaq 3-peat.
Like legitimately, the only person you've probably ever seen give Shaq any real kind of hell is Hakeem Olajuwon.
Literally, Hakeem. And he was young, and that was young Shaq.
Yeah,
that was young little Shaq. Like
real young Shaq in Orlando, bro. Like that is really the only big you've ever really
like
seen
Lakers
together,
Shaq, Lakers Diesel.
Shaq has the argument for the best peak ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
So it's like I can't say that. But Barry, I'll entertain an argument. So give the argument.
My argument is, I'm just being funny, but my argument is Jokic is just so skilled, and if you threw Jokic in the 90s, can he stretch out to the 3-point line? He's a good passer and these different kind of stuff. We didn't see that from big men back in the day. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of like my argument is, like Jokic is he's like a unicorn to me because like he can pass, rebound.
Yeah,
the defense, we don't know because it might be an effort thing because like it's not a lot of dominant post scorers in the league right now. Yeah. So that's kind of iffy. That's kind of like iffy. Like, almost like with Luka. Yeah. Like if you threw Luka in the 90s, what would he do? Because like these European skill guys, we don't really know.
Right.
But skill wise, he might be to me. He like maybe top 15.
I think he would definitely still find success.
Yeah.
I think evidence of that is this is so funny. This is from our basketball nerds for sure. But like one of the people who gave Shaq the most trouble was a Jokic style big with Arvydas Sabonis, and like Sabonis. The thing about that, the good Sabonis, not that other one. That was an older Sabonis.
Yeah.
That wasn't even peak of his physical.
Yeah. So they say he got. I didn't notice till the other day. They say he got to the league when he was like 30.
Yeah, he was old. He was
like 30 something. Yeah,
he didn't want to come over here until like he got older. So.
And I agree that like the Jokic is amazing, and Jokic is going to come in to drop down in the 90s or in the 2000s, and he's going to average 24 and 10. Yeah. He's going to do that, but there wouldn't be this overwhelmingly, he's the best player in the world.
Yeah, he's not winning, 3 MVPs?
He's not winning 3 MVPs in the mid-2000s and the 90s and shit like that. So, and then to your point, let's flip it. Let's give the bigs of that time the skill set and the reign that the NBA has now. So there's floor space, 4 out, 1 in, a lot of stout teams playing that style. That makes KG better. Yeah. That makes Shaq better. That makes Hakeem better. Yeah. That makes David Robinson a better player. Yeah. So all of these things that have benefited Jokic would have also benefited the other bigs. Mm-hmm. And this is how the game used to be discussed. We weren't talking about shooting guard as the point guard. We're talking about who the best big man. That's how the game used to be discussed. So that is why I'm like, it's a lot of bigs. Jokic really, we have to look at
Michael Jordan literally did not get drafted 1 because you do not draft someone over a big man.
Yes!
You have to pick the big man first.
Thank you.
Like, Michael Jordan was not the first pick in his own draft, and nobody thinks this is nobody ever thinks it was a bad choice because you went with the Hall of Fame big man. Like, that's just how basketball, used to be. And I thought it was just an interesting comparison. It kind of one of the last things he said. I told him before he raged off the mic because I'm great at arguing. But I was explaining the 50-win thing to him. He has a ceiling. He was talking about Jokic is so individually dominant. It's yes, there was somebody like that in the 2000s, and his name was Dirk. He won 1 championship because there is a ceiling on what you can do playing that style of basketball. It's Dirk was one of the most skilled players ever, but he was never looked at Tim Duncan and KG's level after their careers are done because he could never match them on both ends. Mm-hmm. And I think that is what you're seeing with Jokic. He may even win the MVP this year, but if they play a great team in the playoffs, do I think they're going to come out on top? Not really.
And if Jokic had to deal with Shaq one night, then Tim Duncan the next night, then Kevin Garnett the next night, then Antonio McDyess the next night, then Zach Randolph the next night.
Wallaces, could you imagine him playing the 05 Pistons?
That's a real thing these bigs had to deal with. Yeah. Back to back to back. All these niggas played on different teams. Then we go Amari Stoudemire. Then he got Marcus Camby the next night. Yeah. That's his off night. It's Marcus Camby.
And that's still one of the best defenders.
Bruh, we talking something different if we talking about what the NBA used to look like. So I love Jokic. I think Jokic is I agree. I think he's one of the top 20 players ever. But if we're going to have just a bigs conversation, it's so much context we got to add into it.
Tim was a walk in 2010 on a slow approach offense.
Literally. Yeah. And on elite defense too. We can say defense does not matter, but it does for great teams. It does for teams that win championships. And I think Jokic right now is in a weird place where he's going to compete. He's going to get MVPs. But I don't know if they're ever going to compete for another championship unless they get someone that's going to help him do the things that he just can't do.
Precisely.
1,000%.
All right. Let's move on. We did the basketball. We did that, y'all.
You want to do the verses? I got some good ones.
Oh yeah.
I got some good ones. I didn't look. Yeah, listen. I kept them off the sheet. So niggas be ready to go.
So by the way, if you've been watching the past shows, you've heard me say this, and you'll continue to hear me say it throughout the summer. When you have a good idea, you continue the good idea. So this is, I believe, part 4 of our eras verses. In the eras verses, it is 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. The 90s is Hove, Snoop, Biggie, and Pac. The 10s is Wayne, Kanye, Tip, and 50. The 10s is Drake, Kendrick, Cole, and
Future. You need Hotline Bling one dance. That's it.
All right, first, it's crazy. I do have. Let's do Drake off top. First song. In this one, we're just gonna do the entirety of the song. I won't let you pick a verse. We're gonna do song for song.
Okay.
Forever. Okay. Drake, Kanye, everybody on this Forever, or Otis.
Damn.
Otis is my answer. Good pick. Great question. Otis is my pick.
Okay.
Give me Otis.
I ain't no pussy. Give me Forever.
Okay, there we go. I'm gonna go Forever. I think.
Go list them up. Run them off first.
Okay, quick.
Yeah.
All right. So second, we have Frontin', Pharrell, Hove, or Luther. Number 1 right now, 6 straight week.
Friend. I like that.
I'm going Friend.
Okay.
I like that.
Next, we're gonna throw back to Pac. Ambitions as a Rider. Or the Percocet and stripper joint.
I'm going to Bitch as a Rider. Being in a high school gym, warm-ups, and Bitches as a Rider.
Yeah, give me your Bitches as a Rider.
I am going Lil Wayne's version of Ambitious as a Rider. I know that's not what you were talking about, so I'm still going Pac. I'm going Pac's Ambitious as a Rider.
Okay. And lastly, this is for Barry as well. This is definitely for Barry. How to rob 50 Cent or Sweeter Man?
I love it. I love it. Give me Sweeter Man. Give me Sweeter Man.
I like it. I like it.
Give me Sweeter Man.
Cause I know Barry love How to Rob. I know Barry love 50 the way I love 50. I'm gonna go. Listen, I'll lead out. I'm gonna go How to Rob. I love Sweeter Man might be one of my 5 favorite Drake songs. How to Rob goes so crazy. One of my 5 favorite 50 songs. I love How to Rob.
Give me How to Rob, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry, Drake. How to rob.
Yes, sir.
I love the difference. I love the.
I love it.
The yin and yang of those. Songs.
Yeah,
A great
definitely.
great
I didn't want to do like
songs that matched. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, literally. Mm-hmm. And as you notice, no J. Cole this week. No J. Cole. He had a bye week. J. Cole had a bye week this week.
Can I ask you a quick question?
He 0 for 3 so far. He got to an early bye.
Is blog music back?
Who is blog music?
Like we got Wale dropped the other day. It wasn't a good
Wiz.
song. Yeah, Wiz been dropping consistently. Kendrick, Drake, they still doing their thing.
Big Sean allegedly makes music still.
Big Sean hopped on the Detroit beat.
Yeah.
That was a good verse. Who else?
It was a good verse, yeah.
Meek with that Friday verse, that was good.
That nigga left Earth on that song.
Left Earth.
Bro.
Can't even listen to it.
Yeah.
Can't even listen to it.
It's crazy.
That shit is so sad.
Is it back? I'm gonna say no. My fault. I'm gonna say no because none of them are vamps. Swamp Izzo, but I do think the I won't say blog era is back, but I think old heads are in right now. Yeah. I think for a long time, especially on this show, we kind of were like, who's next? Who's gonna be next? Is it gonna be this artist? Is it gonna be that artist? I think niggas just realized like, man, until one of them show us they want to be next, like
I'm back.
Yeah, like they want to.
And in some ways, I think the battle or the beef had a direct effect on that. Like I really feel like it was just like it feel like everything stood still for a while and everybody was just kind of waiting their turn.
Yeah.
To like seeing how stuff was going to unfold. But like I feel like it's everybody like kind of coming back outside as a direct effect of the battle, I guess, being over.
That's true. Because I mean, you nobody could release for a whole year.
Yeah.
Ish. So you remember when we spoke a lot during the battle, and actually like last week I want to say about how Drake kind of influenced rap to go back to not go back, but to go to kind of a pop chase hit.
Yeah, facts.
With Kendrick being at the forefront and watching how that battle played out, I feel like rappers feel, oh, we can rap again.
Yeah.
And we don't have to do anything gimmicky. Mm-hmm. We don't have to do anything.
We don't have to worry about scaring the hoes.
We don't have to worry about scaring the hoes.
Yeah.
We can just rap.
Yeah.
And that is where music is going. Because that's why I think Barry is asking the question. Because when it was the blog era, what I remember about the blog era is it was so fun. It wasn't, no one was taking themselves too seriously.
It was free.
Right.
And it was just free thinking.
Yep.
It was like, it was very... Wayne had a lot to do with that. Like, Wayne's mixtape run had a lot to do with the blog era and just the freeness of rap. Yeah. Just like, yo, we gonna get on here and rap about anything. You hear the Thugs, you hear the Wizzes, you hear the Wale's, the Meeks, the Big Sean's. We just gonna rap, bro. We not making cohesive projects. We not doing none of that. We gonna make mixtapes and we gonna have fun making rap music.
Right.
I do think we're getting back towards that space because rappers are tired of chasing hits. Yeah. Rappers are tired of walking into offices and being like, yo, what's the hit on this project? And it's like, my nigga, this is a rap album. The hit will come. Like, it's rap music. If you make great rap music, I don't care if you make 12 rap songs. If they are great songs, one of them is going to blow.
It's going to catch on,
A Milli is not a hit. Yeah. It's not a hit record song.
We Paid was an album cut.
We Paid was an album cut. Yeah. We can continue to go down the list of songs that were not meant to be hits that were hits. Otis.
Luther was an album cut.
Otis it's a rap song. It's a whole rap song. Fact. A hit. So
it's like 4 verses on Otis.
Yeah, so it's still... It still works, and that formula is still there and still loved. And so I think that rap is just being curated in a certain way due to, like Chris said, the beef.
I think you are right. I think Backpack was a little back. I like Wale. I'm a Wale guy. Listen, I like Wale. I feel like
his new song is very good.
Yeah, I feel like Wale did have some really good music back in the day. Like Wale has like you said, everybody was doing their own thing. Like Wale doing the album with Seinfeld was so cool when I was like as a kid listening to music because it just wasn't albums that sounded like that. There weren't other albums that I was listening to where it was like songs all had a theme and he was talking at the beginning of the song, end of the song. Like it felt like everyone kind of just did whatever they want.
Yes.
And you're kind of getting back to that, like the freedom in music, the freedom artistically. And I think that is kind of what we're seeing is it's more art than commerce now. Chasing a sound, like you are not creating art that I want to create. You are not, this is the album I want to make and this is the ideas I have. You are trying to sell, like, yo, I know Barry like this type of music. I'm going to make this type of music hoping that Barry buy it.
Yeah.
Like, that is the difference. And now it's just niggas rapping. Yeah. Like Tyler the Creator tweeted, like, yo, stop chanting old songs at my shows. I'm not going to fucking do them. Like, please stop. And people are like, wow, why would he do that? Like, no. I'm making music now. Like, stop. Like, if you want to go hear some of my old shit, go listen to some of my old shit. Like Ho said, I made the album already.
Also, I was at the show. He's performing old songs.
Yeah.
Just not the ones they want.
Really?
What the fuck y'all?
I'm doing posse cuts from 2011.
Dog, the niggas performing She and Tamale. Yeah. And that's not good enough for y'all?
and to Tyler's credit, Tyler been doing shows for like 20 years now. Believe it or not, they've been doing shows since he was like 15, 17.
Bro, like,
if this is your first Tyler show, maybe it's your fault. You didn't see the songs you wanted to hear at first. But right now, I feel like artists are just artisting, like just creating. Like no one is on the phone like, hey, Wiz, you got to drop a freestyle this week. Like, nah, he just want to fucking rap.
Yeah.
Like, and I think, we are kind of pushing that. And I do give Kendrick a lot of credit, but I give Tyler credit too, because Tyler was one of the first people, like, even back in 2017, 2018, was like, yo, if I like a beat enough, I'm going to get on your beat.
Yeah.
It ain't got to be smoke. We ain't got to have pressure. But, like, I like that Kanye beat a lot. I'm going to do a freestyle.
We're getting back to that.
Yeah.
Barry?
I was going to say, I kind of went to my point because a lot of those guys I talked about, they're independent now. So they can just do whatever they want to do.
Yep. Exactly. Great point.
Shout out G Herbo.
Great.
Crazy shout out, but G Herbo.
Oh, okay.
G Herbo.
Hey, hello, is that you?
Herbo go crazy someday.
Listen, I'm telling you, G Herbo got some joints, nigga.
No, he go for sure got some joints. I never heard you shout him out.
Nah,
but
it's like 5 G Herbo songs I know.
It's I think it's the For My Fans mixtape. He rapping over Metro Spider. Oh my god.
Excuse me?
Yeah, listen.
He's rapping over Metro Spider.
It's crazy. G Herbo, like that G Herbo Hot 97 freestyle.
But ironically enough, as we always connect sports and music, this is a very big year for the NBA. This next year and a half is a very big year for the NBA, for the WNBA, and rap. Yeah. All of those things, the NFL is king. It has no worries, just like pop.
You can't be
no
chill.
worries.
You just can't be chill.
You can't lose with them.
That shit is ridiculous.
And actually, which is about to lead us to our last conversation, March Madness. It's actually March Madness in college basketball. There is a time in all of these different genres, all of these different mediums where you have to pivot. You have to realize you have to beat the change before they make you change.
Right.
Like, that is the thing about the NFL that is so great, is the change that you need to the NFL, they're always 2 years early instead of 2 years late.
Yeah.
I feel like rap music needs a star that they don't have yet, and rap music needs originality that they're trying to get back.
Right.
Playboi Carti is helping with that. Although it is a weird screamo-esque version of rap music, it is something different. And just for some people, that is refreshing enough. The underground niggas, My Griselda, Stove God Cooks, West Side Gun, Conway, Boldy James, Benny the Butcher, that style is very needed. Now, they are niche. They won't get too big because that is a specific genre for a specific avenue. But they are necessary. But in the middle, where we have the commercial but still dominant rap music, we need a superstar, but we also need to bring back authenticity.
Yeah.
That is what is missing in rap. So I'm very interested, like, Young Thug's project means a lot this year. J. Cole's The Fall Off means a lot this year. Roddy Ricch drop means a lot this year. If Lil Baby drops again this year, it means a lot. Chance the Rapper, if Drake drops this summer. Now, any legacy actor, Lil Wayne's whole drop, I mean, it don't really matter, they are who they are. But anybody that is still active and looked at as one of the guys in rap dropping, it is important that these projects are good. Before rap is no longer the biggest genre in the world. Before rap music is looked at and laughed at instead of looked at and praised as it has been for the past 20 years in my whole life. Now the NBA, same thing. Having ratings issue, having to figure out how to get and match with their consumer. And the WNBA has to make sure they continue to build off of momentum that they've never seen before. So it's a lot of change that is happening. And if these guys that are over these fields don't see this coming, you're going to get left behind. And pop music is going to take over. The NFL and NHL and MLB will be bigger than basketball, and it'll just be all bad. And in the college basketball, why the fuck are they still playing two halves? Why the fuck are they still playing two halves?
Because the women's one is different. Women actually do full.
No,
but
I think
men do halves.
I think you having halves fucks up with Cooper Flag gets 2 fouls with 14 minutes left in the first half and cannot play the rest of the half.
What game that we was talking about on Twitter? Arkansas and St. John's.
Yes.
Both Arkansas big men fouled out with
7, 8 minutes left. It's ridiculous.
That's always been a problem. I remember.
And then it's just a bad watch on TV because of the commercial breaks. So with the commercial breaks, some of the timeouts you have to double up on. So where the commercial is supposed to be a minute, it's 2.5 minutes now because you're doing a TV timeout and a timeout in one. And then you get more timeouts in a half, so it's more stoppages. And I've been saying this for 5 years. The refs in college are fucking terrible.
The college
They're terrible.
The college refs are the only time I feel like, this is not as good as the NBA. I don't even think about that about the players. I don't even think, these are amateurs. It feels like the refs be amateurs.
Bruh. They've never watched basketball.
Yeah, it feels like the refs are college students too sometimes.
Bruh. Dead ass. I forgot. It's Trey out there refing.
Listen, let me tell y'all a true story about Trey from this intramural game. I swear to God. And I'm going to tell this story, and it is embarrassing to myself, but Trey, my man's, and it's a funny story. So I'm going to tell you let me tell you how wrong niggas really be, right? I'm on this intramural team. It's a crazy intramural team. I'm not going to mention the names on it because some bad names on this team. But, I get in the game. Listen, y'all see the video. I'm a big nigga. I get the, offensive board, go out to the free throw line. Snag, easy work. One dribble, I'm at the rim. I'm thinking, and one. This nigga Trey call a charge on me in an intramural game. I fall. Thinking, listen, I'll lay down and I'm thinking it's good. I get up. He do the shit. I swear to God, he do the shit like this. He put the whole arm up there. I get up. First of all, I can't believe it's Trey who called that. I get up and I'm like, Trey, what the? He said, come on, bro, you see how big you is, my nigga. I'm like, Trey, that's still a foul.
First of all, Trey, I'm your man.
Yeah, I'm your man.
Hey, that nigga refed you like you was LeBron or Cam Newton or something. That's exactly what them niggas told Cam Newton when he was getting hit upside the head. Bro, you're too big for that shit.
Oh my God. Bro, come on, you too big. Bro. And then I'm like, Trey, that's still a foul. He said, come on, nigga.
That's exactly what the niggas told Cam Newton.
You know Trey? You know that's exactly what
that shit, bro.
Oh, and he believed it too. God.
I would never same thing happened to me and shout out to the Sham guys. I think we went 3-on-1. Yeah. We had the best point difference margin in the whole whatever you would league call it.
Yeah.
We don't make the playoffs because we got technical fouls.
That nigga is giving out technical fouls in an intramural game.
That nigga looked at me.
And it's so funny because I know if I text the group chat right now, he gonna stand on both of them.
That nigga looked at me right in my head. Come on, my nigga.
I'm like, bro, you dead.
Could you imagine you beat teams by 30 and 20 points each week, but it's you know what, guys? Too many texts.
I'll never
forget for you.
Oh my God, bro.
I was so
thank you for that. That is
I was so heated in the mural t-shirts.
Trey is crazy.
Mad as fuck.
Trey is crazy. I know Trey said that.
It's no doubt in my mind. I wasn't there for either of those, and it's no doubt in my mind he did that.
Shout out to Ballers out there for sure.
But as we sit on music, I did go to the Tyler show.
Yes.
And I need 2 minutes.
Facts.
Yo. So I texted, y'all know Javante, he loved Tyler. He loved Tyler like I love Wayne. I texted him in the middle of the show and I was like, can you say aura? Tyler the Creator, bro.
Yeah.
One of the best shows I've ever been to in my life. I've seen Lil Wayne in New Orleans perform all of my favorite Lil Wayne songs, and I've seen Beyonce. Those will be the 2 best concerts I've ever been to in my life for the rest of my life. But after those 2, that's the best concert I've ever seen in my entire life. Tyler is a performer, a showman, a one on nobody, all of it. He comes out and he's in the mask and he performs the album. Like, I haven't been to a show in a long time where someone performs the first 6, 7 songs of their album straight. No breaks. We're not cutting into the old music or nothing. It's my album. He comes out in the mask with the hair, with choreography, no dancers behind him, no nothing. Just a chromacopia stage, which is beautiful, by the way. And he comes out, does his march, raps all his verses, and he goes through the entire show with the mask. He goes through most of the show with the mask on. Bruh, first off, he raps every word of every song. No backtrack. He is up there rapping his ass off. He is performing. You can tell he understands how to work a stage now. He's moving all around the stage. The dancing is not choreographed, but it's him. It's Tyler's moves. It's Tyler's style. And so it just works. And you know he has an alternative. So he does the little move your body shit that I wouldn't do if I was a rapper, but that's Tyler, so he can do it. So he does all of that, and it's smooth. Like it looks like him. It looks like he's being himself, and it looks like he could be exhausted. He looks like he's having the most fun in the world on that stage. And that is important as a performer. And you're gonna appreciate this. Take Off Your Mask comes on.
Oh my God, yeah. I love that story.
The nigga performs Take Off Your Mask, raps the last verse a cappella, and then takes his mask off. And Sticky comes on. That bitch lost his mind. And he's smart. He don't turn the song off. He lets all the features play, and he writes all his verses. That shit sounds crazy. And in the back, in the cheerleaders after Wayne's verse, the Chromacopia. Everybody loved that part. You heard the stadium go, Chromacopia. That shit sounded crazy. He on the stage, he's throwing money and shit. Like, it is a performance. And then he goes, and it's a bridge. So it's the Chromacopia stage, it's a bridge, and then it's another stage. He walks over to the other stage that's set up like a living room. And he goes through, walks around the stage, and he lets like a bridge from one of the songs play. And he comes over to the vinyl crate and starts going through the vinyls. Pulls out Bastard.
Pulls out his own shit.
Pulls out his own shit. Goes to the record player, presses it down, plays the song, goes back, changes clothes, comes back without the mask, a new outfit on, talks to the crowd a little bit, and all of that. And that's the next half of the show. If he stays on that stage and performs all of his old
Chromacopia.
Yes. And he goes through and he goes through the vinyls, pulls out all his old music. He performs See You Again, She, Yonkers, what else?
You just said one too. You just said
Earthquake. Earthquake. He performed What's Your Name? Yes. He is going mad. And then as he goes back, he gets back over and he goes back to Chromacopia as he does a Chromacopia stage. And he does the rest of the show. The only song he performed from another album that wasn't on the Chromacopia stage was New Magic Wand. I had no idea that song did that. Off Igor, that song does something I have not seen.
For the long time viewers of this song, the day that album came out, I was like, New Magic Wand. That is the one.
And they moshed that song.
Bro, that is a yo.
Like, they love that song.
Yeah,
so
that shit go.
It was amazing. When he did the Judge Judy, he sat on the edge of he was on a dock. And he rapped the whole verse, and then what is it? I Thought I Killed You, one of those songs. He raps the verse a cappella. I Thought I Was Dead. Yes, that one. He raps that verse a cappella. Amazing. I was like, that nigga's talking. So the entire show is a show. It is something to come watch and experience. You're not just watching a rapper on stage rapping for 45 minutes and he goes home. This was thought out. This set design. This is showmanship. This is everything you could want from a rapper. Tyler displays in that show. If you have the opportunity, go see that man. He's at a couple festivals, and from what I've heard from Javante, his performance is essentially the exact same. So what you're getting in the tour, you're going to get there probably without the big bridge in the middle. But dude, masterclass.
That's fire. I think Tyler definitely. I think it's from my first introduction to Tyler, I knew he was a crazy performer. It's funny. I think my introduction to Tyler, even before I listened to music, listen to his music was the Adult Swim commercials. Do y'all remember that?
Yes, I do.
At the end of the Odd Future episodes where they would be at like concerts in some hole in the wall with 70 niggas, and they would like everyone from Odd Future would jump off the stage into the crowd. Like that was really my first introduction of like his style of performing. But 1000%, I'm super excited about that. Speaking of concerts, it's almost Kendrick month. It is almost Kendrick's month. Yeah, it's almost here. Listen, if you're like me, you haven't got your tickets yet. I have also been looking every day. It's gonna be in the 4 figures, but it is what it is at this point. But
so I have to talk to you about something. We can do it on the pod to show we friends. Taylor has a pit ticket.
Yeah,
and she doesn't want it. So she's waiting on Grace to get her tickets because Grace, Nelson's in the pit, but she doesn't want to be. Grace don't want to be in the pit, so she's trying to get a 100s ticket. And if it works out, Taylor will sell her ticket to you, so she can get a ticket in the 100s.
Oh yeah,
so you can just essentially pay for her ticket, so you won't have to pay the real price for the ticket.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I'll let you know. It depends on Grace and her friends, but I'll let you know, and we might be able to do that.
No, that's beautiful. I don't have to sell blood this month then. That's super lit. Like,
Go to the plasma center.
Yeah, like I go home and like not cook crack when I get home. It's gonna get dark. Listen, it's gonna get dark. Listen, whatever it takes.
That show is going to be incredible, bro. Like Tyler's the best show I've ever seen, other than them two I named. And
I think especially because the tour hasn't started and we don't really know what's gonna happen in the tour. It's kind of just like haunting over me. Like what is gonna happen?
Yes. Like what will I miss if I don't go? I have to hear Mad City live. I have to hear Mad City.
Bro, like when like that come on.
Oh my god.
Listen, bro.
Oh my god.
It's nothing I want more than to hear that shit blaring
like
on
that,
MBS speakers, bro.
Like that.
That's crazy.
Mad City and Not Like Us. And honestly, I know he's not gonna perform this sad ass song, but if he would perform Sing About Me, I would lose my mind. If he would perform Sing About Me, I would lose my mind.
That's what's so crazy. The nigga might just do the last minute.
He might.
Nigga's so crazy. This is their I don't know if y'all saw the SZA interview, but the way they're doing it, this is both their first stadium tour. Mm-hmm. So they're kind of just trying to do everything. They're going all out. They're kind of trying to do all their ideas. So fucking, who knows what he might perform? Yeah,
I'm excited, bro. This is gonna be nuts. All right, let's get into some basketball real quick, just to hit the West, and then we'll get into the Ventures to close. What are we expecting from the West 2 through 8? Right now, we got the Memphis, Rockets, Lakers, Warriors, Clippers are at 7. All jumbled up in Memphis. And we got all in Denver. We got all them teams jumbled up. How do we think this plays out? Yeah. And Barry and Chris, me and Ish already answered this, but Barry and Chris, who do you think OKC should want to play in the first 2 rounds?
OKC is undisputed one.
Right now. They're number 1.
Who do you think who do you think they should want to see? Like if they could pick from the pool.
If 7 is the Clippers right now. Yeah. I wouldn't. I think they shouldn't mind wanting to play the Clippers, but that's probably not who I would pick. I would pick. Who's 8? Who's 8 right now?
Minnesota.
Ooh. I think they should want to play Phoenix because you never know what Phoenix is.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and Phoenix is working for the play. Yeah. I would want to see Phoenix. Phoenix just isn't
good.
Yeah. I won't say that because I've watched their games. They're very good without Bradley Beal. I won't lie to you. But the issue with Phoenix is. Sometimes, and Book is one of my favorite players, but you don't know what version of Book you're gonna get. Mm-hmm. And then also they're just too small, bro. Like a lot of the games they lose is just ultimately because they're too small, bro. Yeah. Like OKC is one of the bigger teams in the league.
And they're not a physical team. They don't they don't feel like a playoff team. I think just to give y'all just a second to get y'all answers. I think your first question, what do I expect? I think right now I am 100% predicting it's gonna be an upset that's no one thinks about. I think the West 2 through 8 is so close. One of the teams that feel like they should not lose may get first rounded just because the difference between being a 3 seed and an 8 seed is 3 games. It's not like you're going to be a huge gap in talent between the team you're playing in the first round. So if the Clippers, play the Rockets 2-7, James Harden and Kawhi versus Jalen Green, I wouldn't be surprised if the Clippers upset someone like that.
Who don't want to see Zubac on that block?
Yeah, for real. And Kawhi came back. Kawhi has been playing amazing since he came back. So that's a team I wouldn't. If I was the Rockets, I wouldn't want to play the Clippers, just because Ty Lue, superstars. And listen, experience.
Brand new Ben Simmons.
Brand new Ben Simmons. Listen, locked in Ben Simmons. Locked in Ben Simmons.
I'm unfortunately going to contradict myself. I could see Denver losing in the first round because you just never know. Like
I could too.
Like Jamal Murray, if it's not the Lakers, you don't know.
Yeah.
Aaron, is he still like a lockdown defender?
They want to trade MPJ.
Yeah, MPJ trade talk. He can't guard nobody, and then
Mr. I don't swing it. I love this. I love Michael Jordan.
Greatest green era.
So, Mr. It's going up.
My prediction is, and my hot take is kind of following along Ish's. I and yours put together. I think that Denver gets the 2nd seed and the Clippers upset them with the 7th seed. I think it goes
that would be tough.
2-7 Clippers Nuggets, and the Clippers win that series and upset the Nuggets in the first round. Everything the Clippers have been doing.
I hope that doesn't happen. George City.
Everything the Clippers have been doing the past few months has looked good. They have looked great. Kawhi is getting back into form at the perfect time, and James has been James.
Hard shoes look good. I know that's not on the court. Hard shoes look great.
And the thing about James is that, as a number 1 option, he hasn't been able to beat the Dynasty Warriors, sure, and the San Antonio Spurs, but as a number 2 option in the playoffs, been pretty damn good. So if Kawhi is able to get back to final form, I'm picking them to beat the Denver Nuggets if they get.
They got a walk-in 20-point bucket with Norman Powell.
Yep, and
Norman Powell playing basketball's career too.
And the reason I say this, actually, let me say this: the Clippers beat everybody in that 2nd seed, other than the Lakers. That's the only team they don't beat. I say they beat the Rockets, they beat Memphis, and they beat Denver. The only team the Clippers don't beat it if they get 7-2 matchup is the Lakers.
Luke could get to a different level when he see a Clippers logo. Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Oh yeah,
he get to a different level.
I couldn't sleep somebody's logo in 2020.
I think it would be poetic justice that Kawhi rights his wrong versus Denver and beats them and coming back like that.
And then pivoting, staying in the West, OKC's experience. Do you guys think that's going to come back to bite them in the playoffs?
Not at this point. Only because
lack of experience.
Yeah. Well, I used to buy into that because I was like, I feel like these niggas need to vent. I feel like they need to, they made a pretty good run last year, bro. Like, you just ultimately, you ran into, what it was, Kyrie Irving?
Yeah, Kyrie Irving.
You ran into Kyrie Irving.
You ran into some vets. You ran into some playoff vets.
To me, it's not a huge issue.
Yeah.
And I think mostly why it's not an issue is also because in spite of all the injuries and stuff they've had this year, they've been really good. They just got Holmgren back recently, got Hartenstein back recently, and they've still been really good. They were number 1 without them, bro.
And they do have Alex Caruso on the team.
I saw Caruso warming up last night.
Is a veteran, is a champion, and a great defender. Does their inexperience bother me? Absolutely, just because and I am this guy, I don't know if their coach is a great coach. I don't know if Jalen Williams or the role players are great playoff players. There's just certain things we have to see before we know how true it is. Same thing with the Rockets. I may think the Rockets are great. I may love Jalen Green and the Thompson brother, but I just don't know. When you got to play the same team, you got to win 4 times in 2 weeks.
I know everything about you.
Is it easier? Is it harder? How do you respond to that? And I don't know if the Thunder's inexperience in the West is going to hurt them early, but I think if it were to hurt them, it's going to hurt them late. Okay. I think if it hurts them, it'll hurt them in the conference finals or the NBA finals.
Okay.
It'll come down to Hartenstein and Chet getting rebounds, defense rebounds, offensive rebounds.
Exactly.
I don't want to fall into the whole Shea foul bait narrative, but jump shooting teams like Shea and then Jalen's he's a decent jump shooter. Mm-hmm. Are they legends gonna give out of them in the playoffs? That's really that's it.
I don't. Ish took my point. As great pilots do. It's the later rounds I'm worried about. It's when they got to see Steph, when they got to see Bron, when they got to see Jason Tatum. Yeah. Do I think they're going to beat Memphis? Yeah. Rockets? Yeah. Denver? Yeah. Even the Clippers, who have some experience on them, yes, I think they would beat them because I think they're just more talented. But like it said, when you actually are in the Western Conference Finals and you're playing every other day for 12 days, this coach knows your move, your counter to your counter, and your counter to your counter, to your counter. Yeah. I know Shea's okay. I think Shea's going to average 30 throughout the playoffs. I'm thinking he has no issue. But what does J-Dub do? what does Chet do when he gets that type of defense every single night, and then he has to rebound? Do his legs get out? Is he in condition enough? Because he has a frail frame. So is he able to last throughout an entire playoff series as a big man, playing like a big man? Right. Is J-Dub ready to be a 2A or a 2B or a 1A on certain nights? Every single night of the playoffs, where if you don't get 17 to 25 points, we're losing this game. Right. Can he handle that pressure? Honestly, yes, that does worry me, which is why I have the Lakers and the Warriors going to the finals. I'm not picking. I'm just got one of them going.
No, that's why I have beaten them for sure. But I just like, as far as like an early round, like I don't think they should be too concerned.
Yeah, right. I agree with that.
I think one of the major things I want to see is, you kind of mentioned at the end with J-Dub, is like, Shea is becoming, if he's not a superstar now, he'll be a superstar the next month or so when he wins MVP. Like, he's right on that top 5 border. Yep. Mm-hmm. When teams start treating him the way we've treated other superstars in the playoffs, it'll be a lot for Chet and J-Dub to, I want to see how they respond. Because eventually teams stop trying to guard SGA. Like, niggas like, SGA is unguardable. Yes.
I'm just letting him get 30.
Yeah. No, or it's a trap every time. It's a blitz every time. Mm-hmm. As opposed to, we're going to blitz you in important moments and, switch up the coverages. From the very first screen with 11:48 left on the first quarter to the last screen of the game, we're sending to the Harden way. We are blitz, blitz, blitz. Let's see J-Dub and Chet Holmgren hit the short roller, throw the Hartenstein. Like, what is going to happen, and what does that do to the psychology of your team? It's like, yeah, we don't mind making the right play through the first 3 quarters in game 1. And let's say you lose game 1 on something that's not your control, because that's the playoffs happens all the time. How does your team respond to knowing for the rest of the series, this is how we're gonna have to win? Yep. Where, as much as I do love Shea's aura, how much is it like, oh shit, they stopped Shea? Like, what are we gonna do game 4, 5, and 6 when they just trap this nigga every game?
Yeah. Then it is coaching too. Like, and you got Ime's a good coach. Yep. Malone's a good coach. JJ Redick, he's a
Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green.
Yeah. Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green is crazy.
And like, you think Jimmy Butler and Draymond Green at home? Like, yeah, we just gonna guard him? Hell no! Them niggas finna send a fucking.
I'm not scoring 10 points every night now.
And lastly, what do you do in those moments that you don't realize are as important they are? Last 2 minutes of the quarter. Yeah. Every quarter. You lose playoff games by the way you close quarters. How do you think that? How do you respond to an 8-0 run in the 4th quarter for them to take a 4-point lead on the road? How do you respond to moments like that? Mm-hmm. That is the stuff I'm worried about OKC in the later rounds. Again, like Chris said, I'm not worried about them in the first rounds, first 2 rounds. Well, really the first round. The second round, they might be playing the Lakers or the Nuggets, so I'll be worried then. But it depends on who they play. That experience is going to come into a factor, and that's just what it is. We've seen that in basketball in the playoffs throughout the years. The last question I have, basketball-wise, is a conversation I was having with my brother and his homeboys, and I was really getting mad at them. One of the stupidest group of individuals I speak to on a regular basis. Not including my brother, he knows shit, but the rest of them niggas, Kush, Deshaun, all of them don't know shit. I'm calling them out because I love them niggas, but boy, I hate you niggas. Can you guys give me the names and how many superstars you think there are in the NBA?
Right now?
Yes. First off, start with me the number of superstars you think they are, and then you can give me the names. So I'll let y'all think the names.
In prime or just in general?
Just in general, how many superstars are there in the NBA?
7 or 8?
Are we talking like talent or maybe like...
We're talking about you are a superstar.
You are a superstar right now.
Yes, right now you are a superstar in the NBA.
I would say 7 or 8. I would say 7.
What's your number?
Okay, that's it. I would say 7.
8 feels like the safe number to me.
I feel like it's definitely more than 5, and then you have a couple older superstars.
Yes, I said 7 to 8 is what's my
I think you have Jokic is a superstar.
Okay.
Giannis, superstar.
Agreed.
Bron, KD, Steph.
Okay.
That's 5.
Perfect. All right. That was my locks. And then Luka was a lock.
And Luka 6.
So those are 6 locks.
And then the last 2 it's Anthony Edwards is like right there.
Okay.
And Tatum is right there.
Okay.
I would say, 7 and a possum. 7 and a possum.
That's exactly what my answer was. Yeah. Why we had this argument was because they were trying to tell me Trae Young was a superstar.
Trae Young's not a superstar.
And I was about to lose
Trae my superstar.
I was like, dog, superstars don't shoot 43% from the field. You know what they told me? Kobe shot 45. I said, your first thing to say after I say Trae Young was Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, that should be funny. Like, that was the example. Look, when we killing niggas, listen, I'm telling you, I'm so good at arguing. Yo, steal this. I'm like, is Trae Young Kobe in this scenario? Like, is Trae Young Kobe Bryant in this scenario? Like,
That's just crazy.
What are you saying to me?
It's crazy when people put you out on the ledge to where you gotta disrespect the player.
I love Trae Young. I love Trae Young.
Like, I hate when people put me in that position. Like, bro, don't put me in a position to disrespect Trae Young.
Y'all don't make me be the guy to be like, come on, Trae Young as a talent could have been a superstar.
Yes.
1, he signed to Adidas.
Yes.
2, he played in Atlanta.
Yes.
3, he played in Atlanta and they suck.
Yes.
Not a superstar.
And
consistent 9 and 10 every year.
He's never been a top 4 seed.
Yeah.
They've never been a top 4 seed. He's never shot over 45% from the field. He's never he's not a superstar. He's an excellent player. Top 25 player in the league, but he's not a superstar. So we have
he closer to GOAT than he is superstar. He closer to the greatest ever than he is superstar. And the reason why is because he's equally far away.
Yeah, I know. But so the superstars are Jokic, Giannis, Luka, Bron, Steph, KD, Tatum, and then maybe Ant-Man.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. Oh, Shea. I'm throwing Shea on my list.
Shea. Oh,
I'm throwing Shea on my list too.
Yeah, 7 or 8 are possible.
Yes.
Like, I feel like Anthony Edwards is right there.
Yes.
I feel like if the last couple years for Ja could have went different, he might have been right there. But, like...
I feel like D. Mitch is almost there. Yeah. But, like, he probably won't get there.
AD is on my list.
AD's not a bad one. Yeah. I didn't say AD, but AD I can respect. Yeah. Especially AD in Dallas next year might get to be that real super.
I ain't gonna lie, we only saw that one game. Like, he's just coming back.
He looked like
that shit
great. That shit moved. T-Mac Kyrie won't be there next year.
Damn. Oh yeah. Whole year, bro. Whole year.
No, he's leaving the Mavericks.
No, he's signed for a minute, bro.
No, he on a 1-1.
No, Kyrie's a free agent next year.
He on a 1-1.
He is a Laker.
Oh, that's great.
Kyrie is a Laker. Don't worry.
All right.
LeBron is gonna walk through out them doors, and Kyrie's gonna be walking in.
If you are a woman, this is your time to turn it off.
But listen, I will say a lot of women do like the MCU.
And if you do like the MCU, then stay right with it.
Yeah, shout out to the bad women that love the MCU.
Right. Shout out to the nerds.
Let's go right before 2 hours. I'm going to read off the cast. Unless you've been living under the rock, the Marvel has announced their first quarter of Avengers, Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. It is essentially a 2-part movie. They're just not titled they're just not titled Part 1 and Part 2. Right. But this is Robert Downey's Doctor Doom versus the Avengers.
Yeah. Allegedly.
Starting with Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom, Chris Hemsworth as Thor. We have I'm just gonna read off the superheroes in the movie. Y'all can go look at the actors later. Yeah. Loki, Professor X, Magneto, Captain America. That's Anthony Mackie's Captain America. Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Human Torch, The Thing, Bucky Barnes, Yelena, which is a Black Widow, U.S. Agent. Ghost, which is a villain from Ant-Man 3, Ant-Man 2, Red Guardian, Sentry, Black Panther, M'Baku, Namor, Ant-Man, the Falcon, Shang-Chi, Nightcrawler, Mystique, Beast, Cyclops, and Gambit.
Tough.
Boy, oh boy.
Listen, that Nightcrawler one shook the room for me.
That shook the room. That shook the room.
Look crazy.
Okay,
bro.
So let's.
I just hope you're ready to pay $30 for a movie ticket because it's gonna be $100.
Nigga, I paid $50 to get in that movie.
Let's pose the first question. Yeah. Who was your biggest surprise and who was left off that you're like, they have to be in this movie? Yeah. And you can't say Spider-Man, because I know we're all thinking Spider-Man.
Okay, definitely.
I know we're all thinking Spider-Man.
Okay, the biggest, where were they for me was definitely Hulk. Definitely Hulk.
Good one.
Definitely Hulk. I'm not sure where how much people are caught up with She-Hulk or wherever everybody is with that. Mm-hmm. The Hulk does have a son. Mm-hmm. I was very interested if him and his son are going to be in this movie. Mm-hmm. I think just most excited to see back. Damn near might be Nightcrawler.
That's a good one.
Damn near might be Nightcrawler. Yes. It's Nightcrawler or Cyclops. Because y'all know I'm not a big X-Men guy, but I love Cyclops as a kid. Cyclops super cool. Mm-hmm. And Nightcrawler for his, like we said, we couldn't do Spider-Man. Nightcrawler or a damn near right there with Spider-Man. Like Nightcrawler cool as fuck.
Nightcrawler cool as that. Barry.
I'm going surprise with Doctor Strange because I thought he was going to be like the new leader or whatever they call it. And then really, the shocking one was the OG Professor X and Magneto because I'm a big X-Men fan.
Oh, yeah.
Magneto's like one of my favorite comic book characters. So seeing like the OGs.
Yeah, Patrick Stewart too.
Yeah, it's going to be special.
Yeah.
The surprise for me was also Professor X.
I will say, even though we weren't saying that, I think that Spider-Man is going to be in the Secret Wars one, and not this one. Okay. I think he's going to be in that as well as Doctor Strange. As far as left off,
No Scarlet Witch, which came out yesterday, right? Allegedly, no Scarlet Witch. I'm not. Listen, we are in such a beautiful time right now where I'm not gonna believe anything that makes me unhappy about the movie. So I'm just gonna assume niggas are lying to me to fake the spoiler. So allegedly, no Scarlet Witch in this movie.
I'll say that, like, I guess Wolverine / Deadpool being left off is a surprise. I'm not like super in the comics, so I don't know if that's something that's supposed to be happening in like canon. But I was a little surprised given with how the last movie ended, because it seemed like they would be like more involved with the multiverse. And, there's a little scene in there. He's like, "Why is Thor crying?" So I was thinking, maybe it all. Again, there are 2 movies, so maybe it ties together in another movie. But
my best one was definitely, and this is a surprise for y'all, I know, but Loki. Seeing Loki was back made me really happy. Professor X and Magneto was my answer. Didn't want to copy Barry, but Loki and Gambit were like.
Gambit was
where the fuck are they besides Spider-Man? Obviously, it's Storm. Yeah. When they started releasing the X-Men, I was like, oh, Storm is in this bitch. Yeah. Well, they didn't announce it, but this came out today that the movie has over 45 to 55 characters. Yes. And they announced 27. Yeah. They said, and then Robert Downey Jr. said, clearly this is enough, right? And Marvel comments under was like, I promise there's more, or something like that. So there are more characters coming, and if you listen to the names that we just named, Hulk, one of the biggest superheroes, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Storm, I think they're saving their haymakers for either the trailer, one of them Comic-Con shits they do, or maybe they're just going to leave you for some surprises in the movie. Yeah. But I am very, very excited.
How do we feel about Doctor Doom just as a villain? As the big bad. How do we feel about that? As opposed to Kane.
I truly don't think there was any other way to do this.
Okay.
I don't think you could have. Thanos was such a great villain. Yeah. And what they did with Thanos was they built the mystique of Thanos for 10 years before you ever saw him have more than a line in an end credit scene. Mm-hmm. With this, you're obviously not following the same formula. You're not waiting 10 years. You're doing your big movie to make all of this money. What, this is 10 years later? Yeah. Not even 7 years later. It'll be 8 years later when this movie comes out. Mm-hmm. So versus 10 years, it's 8 years now, and you don't have all of the accumulation and things of that nature, and you have way more characters in your first movie. So I think you needed a villain that you didn't have to explain. Yeah, and that is why I think Doctor Doom was a perfect choice.
I think once we see the Fantastic Four movie, we'll know a lot about what's going to happen.
That was my next question. Was what movie do you think you learned more about the Avengers? I think
Fantastic Four.
I think Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four, because all of the Thunderbolts are in the movie. Mm-hmm. So I think an end credit scene, a little hint is coming for something. I think the
Thunderbolts, they're not like that famous, but I feel like they're gonna have like a crazy movie post credit scene. Yes.
I think they'll have a crazy villain or post credit scene.
Because the villain in Thunderbolts supposed to be crazy too, right?
Oh yeah, Sentry, but he's gonna be in there.
But I think, especially with the Fantastic Four, Doctor Doom is so synonymous with the Fantastic Four. Like, even the original Fantastic Four movies it had Doctor Doom in it, and like he's a part of how they get their powers. So I think once we see the first 20 minutes of Doctor Doom, I'm going nuts. Cause I love I'm a big Doctor Doom guy. No cap. Like, we try to limit our use of the word aura in here. Doctor Doom, crazy aura in the comics. Like, if you're a comic nerd, you've seen the panel of him ripping the skeleton off Thanos in like one reach. Like, he is supposed to be like.
Shoot, even the animated shows on Disney Plus, he's that nigga.
I was telling Daniel, season 2 of Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes on Disney Plus. He soloed the Avengers and Fantastic Four in that episode. Like, just soloed them all bag work, no problem at all. Like, he is supposed to be like the biggest bad. Like Doctor Doom has beat DC villains before. Like, he is crazy. So if you do Doom right, he will be iconic forever. But at the same time, you can't mess Doom up.
I think you gave it to the right guy, to be honest.
Oh, 1,000%.
Like when people reacted negatively because it was him, and I don't know if the negative reaction was because, bro, we just saw you die as Iron Man, but like when I seen it, I was like, oh yeah, like.
I don't have a problem with using characters, especially when they're that great. And I actually do think him playing Iron Man is going to have something to do with him being Dr. Doom. And you giving this movie to the Russo's brothers and Stephen McFeely in the same writer room, same producers, same directors, makes me very, very confident in the outcome of it.
And this was my thing why I didn't rush to judgment about it being RDJ. Is like Dr. Doom wears a mask forever. Yeah. Like he has to wear a mask.
It's on his face.
Yeah, like if we get like a young Dr. Doom who was Tony Stark for 20 years, and then he's Dr. Doom with the mask on for the rest of the movie, I'm not gonna be thinking, oh yeah, that's evil Iron Man. Like I wasn't super worried about it, but RDJ is an elite just actor.
He's amazing.
Like he wasn't just an amazing Iron Man. He's amazing in other movies, in Oppenheimer, in The Judge. Like there's so many great RDJ performances that I really feel like he's gonna do a great job. Another person that I'm in that I left off that this would have been my answer if I thought it was a little bit longer, Daredevil.
I didn't think they were going to do Daredevil because I didn't think it was going to be too much street shit. Yeah. So, and that sounded like I was talking about the hood, but no. Yeah. I'm talking about like
street level
crime. I think this is going to be more of a like this world versus this world and cosmic. Yeah. So I don't think Daredevil will be necessary in this storyline. And lastly, if I'm wrong, it's because Daredevil hasn't finished. And they might be letting you know he's in it during his last episode of his show. He might run into Avengers headquarters or something like that. So don't leave that out. But if he's not in it, I just don't think he's like a big enough name. But my thing is what the fuck is the story of this movie? Like,
Boom, nigga.
do you know what the in the Doomsday storyline comic book, like what his goal was, what was happening?
So the Secret Wars, like the OG Secret Wars with Spider-Man, is a little different because it wasn't like specifically with Dr. Doom. So now that they've announced the cast, is a couple different things niggas are thinking. First is people are thinking Dr. Doom is pitting the Avengers and X-Men against each other in the first movie. That's what niggas think they're doing off jump.
Oh, that's correct.
Because one of the interesting things about Dr. Doom is he was never like a Thanos supervillain where it's like, my goal is to kill all you niggas and then I'm gonna go walk off somewhere and just be a villain. Like, one of the first things Dr. Doom did was like he poisoned every world leader and then made them get on a call and make him king of the world or he's gonna kill them all. Like he is like he's evil Reed Richards, he's evil Tony Stark, like he's next level cosmic genius, and he uses that to take the powers of other people from them. So it could be that, but I'm hoping, listen, pie this guy fan idea, I'm hoping it's the Spider-Man Secret Wars, which would be a lot of wouldn't be the most interesting movie because in the Spider-Man Secret Wars, a cosmic being drops Spider-Man on a planet and hey, you get 15 niggas you can draft. And we're gonna put you up against these greatest villains ever and y'all just gonna go at it. That wouldn't be the most entertaining 2-part movie series, but it would be fun. It would be a fun scene type shit. But it's so many different ways they could go. Really,
I'm going for the let's reverse engineer the whole time travel thing from Endgame, and it's y'all really let Iron Man die? Y'all let me die and everybody? No, I got something for y'all. I lost my daughter, nigga.
Yeah, like a Tony variant.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So it might be like we said, we got to see with Fantastic Four because we don't know when that's going to take place. Yeah. So I'm thinking.
Yeah, I think that's how they intertwine the Fantastic Four with the existing Avengers will be, I think, the most important part.
And the thing is that they have 4 different worlds in the MCU right now. So in the Marvels, which y'all need to go watch, the movie was really good. That movie ended with Beast and Monica Rambeau on one Earth. Yeah. Then you have the Earth 616. Yeah. Then you have the Fox Earth where Deadpool came from. Right. And then you have the Fantastic Four Earth that they're finna introduce, which is a futuristic 1960s society. Yeah. So you have 4 Earths. Where is Dr. Doom coming from? And that's not a question for y'all to answer, just rhetorical. Where is he coming from? And then what is his motive? Is he trying to pick a world? Is he trying to, like you said, does he just want to cause chaos? Yeah. He has no real end in mind. Are we just finna pick each other against each other. What I'm thinking is he's going to pit all of the teams against each other. It's going to be a regular Avengers, a Thunderbolts, a Fantastic Four, and then an X-Men, and you're just going to have all of them fighting. But what is the reason? Like, I'm trying to figure out the stakes of the movie.
So the title of it, or the final thing, like that's not merch you like Thanos with the glove. Like, that's the title. Like, he has the glove. God Emperor Doom is like the top of the line Doom. Okay. That is top nigga in the universe. I took the Silver Surfer powers, I took the Galactus powers, I smoked Thanos, the entire universe run through me, and he runs the universe the way he runs the country. So this may be him trying to become God Emperor Doom, and the best way to beat all these heroes is to get them to kill half of each other first before he steps in, and that could be what the last thing is. And I think Secret War is such an interesting title because, like you said, they're all in different worlds. They may not know they're fighting these different wars for people because they are in different worlds.
And I'm wondering, because the way everything is framed, it gives me Infinity War vibes with Doomsday, where this movie is an Avengers movie, but this is Dr. Doom's movie. Yeah. If we could title this Dr. Doom's featuring the Avengers, we would. Yeah. So I'm thinking, because you pay him all of that money, he is who he is, that first movie is going to be focused on Dr. Doom and his motive, and the Secret Wars is going to be more so focused on you getting fights you never thought you would get in a live action movie, and then a plan to stop
the resolution. Let me ask, I don't want to say, sleepers. Who do we think could be a sleeper hero in one of these movies? Like someone who, maybe not be a Doctor Strange, but someone who's more important than we think going in. Like someone who
always Captain Marvel. We have not said her name. Captain Marvel is a big one for me. Captain Marvel is definitely a big one for me. Yeah. And then
I'll say mine to give y'all some time to think. Namor. I think Namor is one of the more underrated MCU characters right now currently, compared to how powerful he is to the rest of the people. Mm-hmm. Like when people are like the new Avengers, we don't know who's gonna lead, He may not be an Avenger, he may not be a new Avenger, but listen, I watched Wakanda Forever really recently one more time.
That's crazy. I told y'all top 10 MCU.
Listen, top 10 MCU for sure. But he was putting about the ass out there. Like, he wasn't really playing with it. It's like
a little bit too thirsty.
Yeah. Nah, that's a fact. He got a little too greedy.
I'm excited. Namor was a surprise for me. I was very excited about that. But I don't know, bro. I have no idea what's happening. I can't tell you anything. I'm about to go watch Eric Voss on New Rockstars tell me what he knows.
No, Eric Voss just watched 2 hours of that commercial. I'm just the chair thing coming. He's watched 2 hours of the clips trying to figure out.
If you look close, you can see Ant-Man.
So I'm excited, man.
I have someone else I think may pop up. Hella. I just feel like
that's a
I feel like that would be a crazy.
So Thanos was mine. I forgot to say that. I think Thanos is in this movie. I think we get a Thanos, Dr. Doom, a Thanos Hella, a Thanos, and another.
Listen, I will go on.
All the Thanos and Hella.
I'm going on wax right now. This is what is today's date? The 26th of 2025. If they do the scene where Dr. Doom killed Thanos, it's over. Best comic movie ever. I don't care what happens in the rest of the movie. I don't care who wins, who dies.
I might got one for you. What if you get a Dr. Doom and Ultron team up?
Ultron comeback would be crazy. But you know what? Listen, I'm glad you said that. Because you know what I really think may be like with Dr. Doom off jump, because we don't know what's been happening with them? Vision. I feel like Vision is critically underused in the MCU. There's a white Vision running around somewhere. We don't know what he's doing. And like Dr. Doom, one of his biggest things is like, he carry niggas with him. I would love to see Dr. Doom and Vision, or like one of these cosmic niggas we really haven't seen that bad from yet. Like we're gonna get the Silver Surfer in this Fantastic Four movie, but it's not like the OG Silver Surfer. I really want to see like we only got one movie of Vision for real?
Yeah.
Maybe a movie and a half. Like we got Ultron, and then Civil War he was in, but like
he died in Infinity War.
Yeah, and he got cooked, and he was cooked the entire Infinity War movie too.
Yeah, you didn't get the real Vision.
Yeah, he didn't put in no work in Infinity War, so I would love to see Vision have a chance to come back.
All of this is great. Yeah. So last question before we get out of here. Thank y'all for joining. Please subscribe. What is y'all's dream fight? Two heroes. Who do y'all want? 2 heroes, not the villains. 2 heroes. Who do y'all want to see fight in either the first movie or Secret Wars?
Damn.
Mine is a classic Wolverine and Spider-Man. I've got to.
I was going to say Wolverine and Hulk.
got
If they give me like a real Hulk and like a R-rated Wolverine, just turn me up.
I'm still listen. Does it have to be two people, or can it be like the group versus?
Oh, it can be group time.
I gotta listen. I really want to see Doctor Doom versus the OG Avengers. I want to see Doctor Doom versus the OG Avengers so bad.
Shoot, give me emotionally wise. Let me get Doom versus Spider-Man. Like Doom mass fall action. It's like Mr. Stark. Like,
Hey, well, I know Deadpool be going to kill, but like if he end up in one of these movies, I need him as Spider-Man. Like
Deadpool and Spider-Man.
It's crazy. No dick ride, but Spider-Man could be in every single one of these answers.
He's in.
Yeah, shout out my rivals.
This has been great. Okay. We have completed another episode, man. Triple one is what I like to call this one. Triple one. Episode 111 is in the books. The Show About Nothing. I am Rock. That is Ish. That is Barry. That is Chris. We are The Show About Nothing. This is Nothing ATL, the network. And we are finished. You can love us. You can hate us. I just hope you pay us.